There we go. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. Where y'all going tonight?
Girl,
I forgot it was fucking Cinco de Mayo. My
you keep
ass.
making
I already
me
talking
look
about Taco
like
Tuesday, but she talking about Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. I'm like, God
that.
damn, it's May 5th. I got a child. I can't do shit today.
The only reason I'm going today because everybody was like, your birthday Friday. And it's the thing, like, I
Yeah.
normally don't, like I said, my birthday is like another day. It's like a milestone for me. Matter of fact, I just caught a cramp in my ass, and that motherfucker felt like
No.
a Charlie horse. But it was
Yes.
a girl. She told my wife, like, you getting old. Well, that's the problem.
Yeah, I used to take my shots with a chaser of pickle juice, so I don't really get cramps like that. But them hangovers was crazy. I was just like, you know what? It's just a regular day for me too for my birthdays. I really just like to eat, but I eat good all the time.
Yes. Yes.
So
Exactly.
I
So
just
I was like,
it's a chill day.
so what am I supposed to do? Like my
Yeah.
gay friends want me to go to like the little club or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
of course my wife is like, they're celebrating you, so why wouldn't you go? And I'm like, but they didn't even ask.
Just a lie. It's just the energy. Like, does do my energy want to be at that level of energy? Just a high ass energy I gotta be up there. I gotta be up there, you know?
Yeah, I got to be drunk because if I'm not drunk or drinking, I don't want to be there. Like y'all just
Yeah, because who just sober sitting there? Because I know I won't be.
yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that Friday. Then like my little friends want to take me out to this little strip club, even though I don't like strip clubs.
Yeah, I left. I don't do strip clubs no more. I
I
remember,
got
I
like,
remember, bro. I don't do this no more. I had took one of the guys I was seeing to a strip club. I'm thinking it was gonna be fun and shit. That shit was not fucking fun. Let me tell you, I bought this nigga a lap dance. This was, bro. I went to North Carolina. I bought this nigga a lap dance. We cool now because
so,
I
but
freaked
which
the
one of
fuck
y'all
out.
was older first? Which one of y'all was older?
Older him.
Oh,
He was older. His ass knew. He knew I was finna tweak out. So, but it was his fault. We went to the strip club, bought the nigga a lap dance. I'm thinking, let's be, cute girlfriend, da da da. And how was the lap dance? I asked him how lap dance was. He acted like that shit was a secret. I tweaked the fuck out. We left that bitch. And then we fought at the hotel.
hold on, you went back
And
there?
then I stole his army uniform, took that bitch back to Dallas with me. Because I knew he's like, oh, bro, he tried to get the cops. He, the cops, bro, I got so many cop stories, and I
No,
don't
you
have no
didn't.
criminal record. That's the craziest part. I be outsmarting everybody. I'm like, bamboozled your ass again. They said, bro, I'm in the shower. So the first time I was there for like a week. Actually, I was supposed to be there for a week, and that's one of the times I tell you, I don't even plan no week trip no more. I be ready to go to fuck home. So I was supposed to be there for a week. Ended up leaving 3 to 4 days in, especially after I didn't bamboozled the cops and shit. I don't need them niggas waiting for me when I leave that hotel. So he got a key because I'm in the shower. So I'm like, okay, you can make him a key, let him up. We get into it at the strip club because he being fucking stupid. Like, bitch, I bought you the lap dance. Why is it a secret, bitch? What are you doing in there? You know what
Right,
I'm
you
talking about?
supposed to tell me like what you like, what you didn't like, what that bitch do.
Exactly. I'm
Like,
trying to joke and play with you. You think this is a secret, bro? I don't know what it is. As soon as somebody sit here and do secret and shit, because I don't lie about shit. So people be lying and shit and secretive. I'm like, all right, I'm off you. Scram, bitch. Like I'm done with it.
like at this point, you clearly got out of line because I bought this for you, nigga. Like, did
Nah,
you
because he
want her
was like, I
number?
didn't do anything. We didn't even do that. And he's like, I really was just talking back there because I was uncomfortable. I was like, too late now. We'd already been fighting for like 2, 3 hours. He called the cops because I won't let him in the hotel room. I was really calling
Oh,
him to trespass his ass because this is my fucking hotel room. But I know even in Texas, I got rights at my house. So I look it up real quick on the internet. And I got rights in hotels too. You ain't feeling officers in this bitch. And once I let them in this bitch, so they thinking they gonna intimidate me. That shit don't never work with me because I'm somebody in this girl. That shit don't never work. Who you finna intimidate? He tried to. Oh, I got a key. I can open the door. My ass don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm standing at this door. His ass used the key, but I got the latch on it because I'm listening to him and the officer's conversation. There is
yeah.
this butch lady talking about you should open the door. Her dumb ass, bro. They open this door, the latch on the door. I'm looking all three of them dumb motherfuckers through the door. I'm like, yeah, don't try that dumb ass shit again. Close that bitch in that face. And the officer like, maybe you should just try this when she calmed down in the morning, cause she knows she not getting in this motherfucking room to
Yeah.
get nothing.
Yeah, because at this point, sir, you she knows the law, and there's nothing I can do for you.
Like
I mean,
I would be the best attorney. I tell you that. Like I'm just like I don't know shit about nothing, but I'm gonna talk my game on out that motherfucker. Like even my attorney with CPS last year, she's like I'm so used to people working with CPS or at least folding for something. She ain't never seen me nobody walk with shit nothing. I said, bitch, the only person that was there was me and the other adult. So unless you crackhead protective services, I don't know what the fuck to tell you because no child was here. So I was like, you ain't got no rights to me. I don't have to go through this shit. And then she talking about, I can get a court order. I said, then go get that motherfucker then. And next thing I know, I get a letter in the mail how they closing the case. Bro, I almost texted that bitch. I'm like, I bet that, where that fucking court order at? All
oh
they need
man,
to do is learn how to trade, and they're gonna be able to smart everybody they come in contact with too. Because it is just human psychology. It's just human psychology, but it's the same thing. Human psychology on birthdays. Oh, let's turn up on a birthday. I be chilling. I love my birthday, bro. My last birthday, my daughter. I only had a party for her. And it was a little party with me and her little daddy. I don't know what the fuck that was, but
why
she
you
had
gotta
cake.
downplay this thing? I love daddy. Crazy.
Bro, because she gonna say today, I think I got the algorithm because she gonna say that I found you 4 times on YouTube. I said, yes. I said, how are you finding me on YouTube? She's like, you're in the shorts. And I was like, this is crazy. But she funny. She can articulate herself. Like she already know what it is with being her daddy. Because he did all that dumb shit before. So I was like, hey, going to jail is not good. Life lessons don't ever make it to go to jail. But I want you to know your mama going one more time because the next time I see your daddy, they gonna take me. But don't worry. And you know her only request was, well, make sure I got my iPad this time. Cause last time you went and I didn't have my iPad, that's all she cared
Obvious, funny as fuck.
about. She said, who house I'm finna be at for the weekend? Okay, just make sure my iPad there. Because last time we had to go get you out and I didn't have my
Yeah,
iPad.
you and Dad didn't get her iPad. She ain't gonna let that happen this time.
Bro, that's all she say. Cause bro, she funny, bro. She funny, bro. She gonna say, you're bad. And I'm like, what? But it's like a secret game with her because she won't say it to nobody out loud. It's just between me and her. She's like, you're bad. And I'm like, why? She's like, cause you went to jail and didn't bring my iPad. It's a everyday thing. And I was like, okay, as long as you know that going to jail is not good, it's bad. But sometimes you gotta go. I said, but
Wait
you don't
till
ever
she
go.
get
You tell
older.
me and I'ma go. You tell me, you don't never go. But if you tell me, I'ma go. I'ma take care of it. Don't worry. I'ma go every time. but but yeah, it all started with trading the market and stuff like that. So check DXY out. Okay, I'll bring it all back. When I was in school, my strongest subject was always history because history repeats itself. My weakest subject was English. Too many motherfucking languages in the world. Give me your Ebonics. I don't want to work right now. And then so it's like if I'm looking at history and history already repeats itself, then everything in the market repeats itself. It's in a constant zigzag, right? Buy, sales, buy, sales, buy, sales. But it's only buys and sales. There's no third option. People can say consolidation is the third option, but consolidation gonna have to break in the direction of true trend, so it go back to two options. And then it's like up, down, buy, sell, left, right. Somebody's only two. A, B. There's no C. As long as people think it's gonna be a C, they always gonna have lesser trading results because they worried about what if C come. Ain't no fucking C. So if I'm looking, I was wondering today because one of my favorite songs is Jeezy put on when he had Kanye right after Kanye mom died. That was like one of his first performances back. And so I'm like listening to that earlier. I'm like, I ain't gonna sit here and lie like I've ever tracked the recession for real, but technically we got a recession every few years, but it's just the major ones everybody realize. So it's just like how I trade. I trade in the stance of the facts of the world and the facts of history and the facts of the market. So if a uptrend can last 5 to 7 to 8 years, and then typically you get 18 month to 2 year downtrend, at max your recession or your downturn in the market on assets would be between 12 to 24 months. The last one we had was an accelerated bear market and that was COVID, but that was like an 18-month recession, right? No, no, no. It's the recession can last 18 months, but that one recovered fast because of the fundamentals is what happened. But at the I would say at the latest 24 months, but typically a recession is 18 months. But COVID was an accelerated one. The Great Depression was an extended recession, so its recession lasted for 65 months. I'm like 65 months? God damn. I just looked at that.
Bruh,
And so if
that's
COVID
crazy.
was yeah, bro. So people couldn't keep
2 months?
it
Heck,
was only 2 months. That's what I'm saying. It was an accelerated one because you remember the drop on down. I'll show you the drop on down. We got charts. Oh my
yeah, but
god.
dang, why
I'm
that
over here
shit felt
talking
like that
about
shit felt like 2 months. Like the economy, in the economy wise, as like as a
yeah,
civilian, that shit felt
because it
like.
was accelerated. See, this is the 2 months, the 1, 2. But then it's like, let me see. Oh my god,
But
we
then
finna
I
have
also have to
history class
realize that
today.
like I ain't
You ready
nothing
for
but
history
29.
class?
That's it. That's
So
it.
this is a recession, and this is a recession, and this is a recession. But recession technically is dollar decline, but it's not only decline. But if the dollar declining, then assets are naturally going up, and that's why people make most of their money in a recession. But it's the people that's invested. It's I didn't have no bad COVID, and I'm talking about I made my first million in 2019, so I'm barely a millionaire 2020. So I don't understand any of it. But I just remember the emotions of I wonder what's going to happen because it was my first time ever having to experience that, if that makes sense. Right? So it's like if this was a 2 month drop, it dropped from 28,000, well, let's say 30,000. 30,000. And oh, yeah, I remember that. That shit was at 18,000. You telling me back then, if somebody would have articulated to me that all I had to do was buy a descending wedge and every single low is going to give me a reason to buy, why was I having so much trouble as a new trader when the rules are simple? And it's because people don't dive deep enough as far as I deep, because guess what? I'm like 8, 9 years into the journey and I'm on these charts every single day because there's people out there making $10 million a day doing this kind of shit and it's not me. So what are they doing to make their conviction so strong to where I can have that so my conviction is strong enough to do that as well? That's where I at. And every single time I look at this market, I just get more and more confirmation on pretty soon, one day, I'm gonna have a $10 million day too. And everybody gonna live back like I wonder what she did. I learned from my losses. That's exactly what the fuck I did. Because that's what it's going to take. So it's like if history was always as a child, even as a adult, I love history. You're more likely to see me, and I got 85-inch flat screens. You more likely to see me with a sermon on by Sarah Jakes or History Channel or fucking Animal Planet. Obviously, I gotta love animals. I got six
Yeah,
dogs
you
in
gotta get Animal Planet. Yeah, fuck up
yeah,
planet.
you like them, you love them, they okay. But it's just like even when it comes to controlling animals, I have 3 pits, 2 German Shepherds, and 1 mutt. That is a lot of big ass dogs to handle. Some people can't handle one dog. So it's just like, what is the difference? It's control. It's my level of control and the systems I have in place to make sure this dog doesn't eat next to that dog because these two niggas got beef. This dog and this dog, brother and sister. This dog like to sleep with Aubrey so she can sleep with Aubrey. This dog over here, she been more well behaved. Oh, she barks a lot when she's out there in the main room, but if I bring her to the room, she gonna shut the fuck up because there's no distractions in her for her to bark at. It's really about learning what works and learning what don't work, right? And then back in the day, man, they used to fight all the time. I used to beat the shit out of them. And sometimes, look, the market beating the shit out of me, and that's how I choose to look at it on Diamond's form under pressure because it's going to take that pressure for you to uno reverse the situation and look at it as glass half full instead of glass half empty. Because what are we gonna learn from this? If I understand that if I give this dog too much food, she gonna shit in the cage, I'm gonna lower her serving. If this dog pisses in the cage, I'm gonna make sure that he not drinking shit after 5 o'clock. Oh, he only pissing in the cage because he want to sleep in my room and he potty trained and he not gonna do nothing if you leave him out. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him so he know not to do that because he don't run shit. And all of them still love me. So at the same time, my youngest dog, I would say and compare it to new traders. He's only a year and a half old. I've only had him for like less than a year. I had got him from some friends. His name is Bluey. He's my blue nose pit, strong as shit, very muscular, and he's still growing. But at 6 months old, he was already like 75 pounds. You know if that makes sense. So it's just like with him, because he had no self-control, and he would try to, like, one of my friends came and she like 6'5". I mean, not 6'5", she like 6'2". Either way, she taller than me. It's tall. So Bluey jumped over her head when she came one day. Ain't nothing I could do about that because I ain't never been to that height myself. He's jumping by her head as a puppy. So you know what I do to fix that until I was able to train him to stop that shit? I would chain him to the bed because I have a platform bed so that when all the other dogs are out, he can play. I mean, still be out with them. So me and Aubrey, we play a lot of games, but we was playing catch today, and this was one of the first times this week me allowing Bluey to be able to be off the leash to see what he would do because my older dogs they're going to be the youngest is 4 years old. Everybody else is older, so they more
Mm,
in control of their temperament and stuff like that.
yeah.
Bluey still get excited if he see a ball going, so I'm training him not to jump on her just because the ball going in her direction. So in order to do that is when I would see him get the gist of trying to jump her direction, I would vocally correct him. But because he used to being chained up and he know if he don't stop jumping, I'm gonna chain him up. Eventually he see the older dogs not responding to us playing catch and he just lay down. It's about changing the behavior. So it's just like
Mm,
people don't understand that when it comes to scalping, intraday trading, and swing trading, it's all the same thing. It's all the same entry. I am a supply and demand trader. I am a break and retest trader. I am a pattern trader because everything goes back to that. Inverted head and shoulders, people understand that, but they don't understand. I'm sorry, yeah, inverted head and shoulders is a buy setup, but they don't understand that descending wedge is also a buy setup. And then it's like you still got to understand trend no matter what time frame you're trading. The only difference is my level of patience, my level of consistency, and my level of I guess like whenever I take profit because that's the only difference. Everyone still has to enter the market the same. I use the higher time frames and I use the lower time frames. Unless there's another set of time frames that I don't know about everybody else got. We're all trading the same way at a different time and at a different place in the world, and that's the gimmick. That's the trick. So it's just like that's what confuses people. But I don't trade time. I don't even keep track of time. I trade patterns. So it's the pattern that I'm usually looking at because that's what matters the most. And the pattern right now we got on a monthly chart is a bullish engulfing retest on top of a previous high, and typically that leads into a buy. Now, when I was looking at the market this week, I draw trend lines here, descending wedges, descending wedges. Stop out here because that's a fake out, and it broke that trend line and fell. Hang on, let me put it on this time frame. You can probably see it a little bit better. So this was a false breakout here. Consolidation should have broken the direction of trend, but instead it drops off, and then it drops off on the lower time frames. I'm thinking, okay, it dropped off. I got a descending wedge here. That's cool. Let's buy it. And it goes up here, doesn't take out this high and falls again, and then it's ready to buy. But where it's ready to buy here, okay, I see that, but I got stopped out 2 times before this comes. Most people are not even consistent enough to get to that point of evolution as a trader because by the time they stopped out the second time, they gonna change their buys. And I know that because I used to do that as a new trader. I would flip from buy to sell to buy to sell to buy to sell and blow my shit before the market had an opportunity to do it for me because I'm still paying fees every time I got to enter the market over and over and over and over again. And the higher the lot size, the more fees you're going to pay. God forbid you don't understand swap hour, and God forbid you don't have a good entry into that swap hour. Then you got to take the it's not even a pullback, but it's the drawdown of the spread widening. Bro, I remember being a new trader, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm barely so say I'm about to get margin call, right? And then they hit 4 o'clock, and I'm thinking I'm safe because because the market frozen. But I didn't know the spread would widen back in the day. That bitch would widen and blow my shit. And I'm just
man.
like, and I don't know what's going on because nobody articulating that. So now think about this. My learning curve was 2 years when I was learning how to trade. But it's just like I asked Aubrey earlier. It's because it's perspective for me. I asked her earlier because she's homeschooled, and I said, "Do you like learning?" And she know the answer. She almost said no, and before she could say no, I said, "Well, if you don't like learning, you gotta go to school and learn because I love learning." And because I love learning, I naturally learn on my own because it's interesting and because that's the way to make money. I had a private student earlier. We were talking about why he chose the job that he did, and he was basically saying, he did it for the money and the opportunity. And I'm like, yeah, and that's not a wrong answer because who picking a job just because you want to go work? If everyone had a choice of having $1 trillion in their bank account and not having to go to work for it, everyone would choose that option because they would want to spend more time with family and they got a master investment plan. But how you got a master investment plan without a way to get to the master investments? You know what I'm talking about? You need a vehicle to that. So it's just like even the wealth is a process. So the people that's making $10 million a month trading or doing whatever they're doing, $10 million a day to not $10 million a month. I'm not doing nowhere close to that. Whatever they're doing, their perspective, if it's offering them that kind of result, and that's what I'm after. I'm after their perspective that's producing that result, and that's what I learned from. So even my friends, if I learn under them for something, because everyone has different techniques and stuff like that, it's really not about changing the technique. It's about sharpening the edge towards it and being able, I guess, to stay focused and not change your trading style just because you take a few losses. Because sometimes it's not the trader, sometimes it's the market, if that makes sense. So it's like if I
Yeah.
understand that the way that I trade is a constant variable, and I've been trading the same way since 2019 after I made my first million. I haven't been trading the same way since 2017 because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing back then. So I always take it from 2019 on because I didn't even start trading until I made my first million. People will hop into this market, make say $5,000, $10,000, $2,000, and be like, okay, I'm gonna teach everybody. And then be sitting here thinking I'm finna go toe to toe with them. Bitch, fuck you. A block. I don't care because I'm way past that. It's way past that situation because it's just a matter of the knowledge. I'm not gonna ever try to outcompete with somebody I'm learning from. I remember that Fed token trade that I had that was a $7,000 trade to 300,000. I got that from somebody that was doing better off than me. And at that standpoint, if I know how I am with my rich friends, I know how the fuck they are. They me, but worse than me. So if I piss them off or ask something fucking crazy, and I have to basically if I'm asking too much of them, I'm not gonna get to play no more. And that's just how I operate because I'm just used to it because I got to be able to do some sort of due diligence. But that's coming from I don't have to think about it. You don't have to give it to me. Run me the play, and I'm gonna figure out the fucking manual. I'm gonna type it on to Google, and okay, what's the Krabby Patty secret fucking formula? Because he gave me a Krabby Patty, and then he put me in front of Walmart. Walmart ready to buy the Krabby Patties, but I don't know how to produce more Krabby Patties. And he told me what to do. He told me how to get my own bag. Now it's up to me to do it. So that's why I tell them it all. If you don't have a love for learning, then you gonna get that love one way or another. Because it's like she's 8. In 10 years, she'll be 18. She'll be an adult. If I can't mold that into her right now, that shit hopeless in the future. You know what I'm talking about? It's something that you want to catch early on, just like in trading. You want to catch a trade early because by the time everyone see it, it already makes too much sense, and then they got to deal with the pullbacks in the market. But then it's like even dealing with pullbacks in the market, this is manipulation because it could have stopped over here at this high. It could have stopped at this high. So it manipulated, came all the way down to here. I was worried it was gonna come down to here again because this point I'm like, bitch, just stop falling because I didn't already drew this descending wedge, this descending wedge, breaking structure. But look, my black ass not supposed to be trading on fucking Mondays anyway. And then we blow that motherfucking account yesterday before Monday even start. So I wake up and I'm just like, I don't even give a fuck. And I continue my fucking day because that's what it comes down to. Like, even if it's a bad day, I'd be like, all right, fuck this shit. Let me take a nap. Boom, wake up. Let me start my day over again because I don't have another fucking job. This is what I do. There's no B. There's no plan B. It's let's go back to the charts and let's see what's wrong because I love to see what's wrong too because I love to see what's wrong. That's why I'm so right. But I know it's not me. It's a season. But sometimes it's not even a season. It's a lesson. As in, I'm just like, all right, God, this shit don't make no sense no more. because it's shameful. But it's just like the shame that I feel losing in front of the world and I've actually accomplished stuff. It's probably the shame other people feel too, but they don't know how to express it because no one's ever said it. But I've accomplished so much, the shame doesn't matter. It's a matter of me being hard on myself because I know that's not my best performance. And then it's like a matter of, okay, what is wrong and how do we fix it? And then the results are astronomical because it's just a matter of me executing the entire time. But it's like, it's a history lesson. I always have to go back in time to see what's going on. So it's like, if I go to the dollar, uh-oh, and I know that I've never actually looked at the recession, all right, let me look at history class because the way that I trade, when I compare oil versus the dollar, I use it as an indicator, right? Because oil, there's only so much oil, so that's why it's like if you drill oil in your backyard, you're rich. But oil is a natural asset, and that's naturally gonna push the dollar down. And because Mexico has oil and Canada has oil, that's nothing more to me than the dollar oil comparison for the index. And if I know oil, it's like cause and effect, yin and yang. If oil's a constant asset for the most part, 90% of the time, except in different seasons, then there's a opposite of that, good and evil. There's the dollar. Dollar's not good or evil. The way that we explain the dollar is at that point, and that's what the perspective is on wealth. Some people will say wealthy people are bad, but it's what you do with the money is what makes it bad or good. Because I spent most of my journey for this front part of like investing in others, donating to others, da da da, thinking I'm doing the part of a bigger picture. But then I get into this season, and I'm gonna take to God every time. And now my lessons in this season is to not show people that I'm the source. It's not put that burden on myself because I will absorb all of that because of the way that I grew up. I'm gonna put it on my shoulders every time. Like, bro, I haven't seen my cousins in like 7, 8 years. I can't believe out of nowhere I just ran into them down the street like over the weekend. And my auntie, she say, "Hey, name, you remember me?" And I remember her. I just couldn't believe my eyes because I was in shock of everything that I went through this last season. And you
Mhm.
live down the street, and my cousins have lived down the street. Why did I have to go through all this by myself? And that's your sister. But then it's like the other sister that I don't talk to, I could say it's in that comparison, you know what I'm talking about? Because it's the same situation. Oh, them two sisters, my mom, and then my auntie, they were the two youngest out of the 7 kids. They never got along, any of that. But then it's just like, it's almost from my standpoint a sense of jealousy because it's like my auntie, she done not to wish that shit on nobody, but she done so much shit in this world and it was not good. I can say that. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but it wasn't good. And her kids too. So I just like, I always question everything like I do in the markets of God, why would that happen to me? But it's just like the amount of pressure and difficulty that I've been through and have like gained strength from like over the years, over my entire life. It's just a matter of my perspective in the market because there's just no other choice. People think, okay, I'm gonna quit trading, I'm gonna go back to work. It's just them thinking it's a matter of safety. But thinking in a matter of safety, I never had that. So it's like my auntie, that she cool, love them as family, but they strangers to me because I haven't seen them in so long. And even over the last say year and a half, I've grown so much. And then it's just like I haven't seen them in 7, 8 years. They knew me as a completely different person. But then it's like I know how they are. All family members ain't good family members. Some people are stealing this shit. All right, I gotta watch the conversation that I have. But it's just like I understand my old life perspective and I understand where I am now, and I understand the difficulty that I had to go through with your sister, all this time, and then it's like you weren't there to help me, so it's just like you just a stranger on the street to me. But hey, auntie, but I'm not gonna come outside. I'm not come outside. It's just that perspective in the market. It's just like I've gained and grown so much and have made so much and have shown people how to make so much, like strangers, that my perspective is hard to change because the result is always astronomical when it goes, or when it's like the dogs. When everything is good, all dogs can be out at all times. It's like a symphony. In the market, all time frames line up as one big puzzle piece. By the time the yearly time frame lines up with the lower time frames, it's time for that market to go. And at some point, the market is not a constant. It's a constant buy and sell. But people think it's a constant higher time frame setup, higher time frame setup. but they don't understand how to operate the higher time frames and the lower time frames together, because sometimes that re-entry is not going to show itself on the 4 hour and daily chart no more, or on the 1 hour chart no more. Sometimes it might show itself on the 5 minute and 15 minute. And sometimes that consolidation might last 3 days and before you actually realize what's going on. I think that's what's happening with GU. It just started to break out. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this was the consolidation that I was looking at for last week, right? So it's just like, okay, we got the decent wedges, but then it's a matter of understanding trend too. And when it comes to the market, the consolidation is going to break in a direction of trend. In this case, we've been bullish. We've been bullish since I left real estate in 2022, 2023. So we've been bullish since I left real estate, and that was on over here. Well, I was still in. I had just got in over here. I got out going into 2023, but that's how I felt like I missed so much, because I'm just like, this market is fucking booming, like months worth of just green candles. But in every single green candles, that's about 30 to 31 days of just booming. But it's like, if I don't understand how to hold for more than an hour, I'm gonna have a hard time holding every 30 days. If I don't understand how all the time frames line up as a puzzle piece, I'm not gonna understand some dives in the market is because some areas need a retest. And sometimes in consolidation, if the market's consolidating, that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna counter trend trade, just like it didn't over here, because it's consolidating right over here. And then it's like, I think I voiced last week on last Wednesday, Thursday on why I wasn't gonna sell, because I've seen it too many times. I can tell you the last time I tried to really sell off some GBP USD and was confident in the sale, I learned not to do that dumbass shit with GBP, because it don't care. Every time you see how this trend line broke right here, that
Yeah,
shit do it every time. It's notorious. Up 4 hour trend line. If this 4 hour trend line hold to the downside, we can continue down, because it was a fake out. It did retest this lower low right here, so people could get into sales. It was a perfect setup. They missing what is the main trend. Got blown the fuck out because they don't know what the main trend is, and they don't understand that consolidation gonna break into the direction of trend. Yeah, it gave you a setup of a sell setup. Yeah, it's a consolidation. It gave you buy setups and sell setups. But when it come down to the rules, if you follow it to a T in consolidation, you should be fine. So people be upset with me because I trade the same over and over and over again. They don't understand the process, but it's really strength. If they're doing it with me, it should be strengthening them, because it's not even a loss. It's a loss and a lesson, because the lesson is I'm strengthening your emotional skills to be able to hold longer. If I say I hold a trade for 3 weeks and I see this market go up or down for 3 weeks, or look at this, how many times this go up or down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2. Like, that's damn near 2 years of fucking going up. People can't hold for fucking for 1 hour. I'm getting cussed out because da 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 da. But look, weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We 5 weeks into a 2 year span, and the uptrend could go up for up to like what I would say 5 to 8 years, and this really began 2 years ago. So we really on the third year in my head of the bulls, and then it's like, let me go back to the dollar. I wonder what the dollar's doing. So that's why it's like, if I trade, if history's my strongest subject, and I always go back to history lessons and understanding the relationship of the dollar, understanding the relationship of the world, understanding the assets were in this entire economy, and I understand the relationships between assets and the dollar and oil, and the assets are going to correlate with oil so that they can go up because they're assets, because anything that correlates with the dollar is going down. Euro AUD is going down. Euro GBP is going down. Euro CAD is going down because USD CAD is going down. USD CAD and Euro CAD, that's their fucking cousin. They probably ain't seen them niggas in 8 years either. They're like, I ain't seen you in 8 years. What you doing here? Yeah, we still got the same grandma. We still selling together. Yeah, we still selling together. Yeah, that CAD man, that motherfucker strong. Yep, that motherfucker is strong. But USD CAD and Euro CAD are cousins. So it's like, I gotta understand the relationship that I have with my cousin. If I know
that's what
my
I was missing.
cousin, you said
Euro,
what?
that's what I was missing. I realized you
Dang.
trade Euro CAD sometimes,
Man, you're okay. I did, bro. I'll be flipping. That's why I need to go back to, because crypto make
but
me
I
look.
remember it has something to do with oil.
Yeah, it's because euro. And it's like Euro GBP, Euro AUD, Euro NZD, they correlate with the dollar, just those, because if we compare Euro USD to DXY, it's the counter opposite because DXY is USD. But if
Mhm.
as a new trader, I knew that, but I would forget that DXY is USD. So I would think that I'm going to buy DXY and buy Euro USD, or sell off DXY and sell off Euro USD. Like, I remember the first time I actually had conviction for myself and not no other trader. There was me and this one girl named Sean, I think, and this was like in a trading group way, way, way back. And I was trading with her, and that's when I gave my third eye, and we were both looking at Euro USD. But she was on like a buy a position, and I was thinking it was gonna sell. And even though I didn't sell it myself because I wasn't sure, I knew to sell it because it was rejecting a trend line at a certain angle. And that's when I was just like, bitch, I'm right. And that's why that was like before I made my first business. So this is like 2018. So then I'm trading like that more often. But the only like book on Forex I read was Naked Forex, and that's what I tell everybody. So I learned strictly price action trading, and the only indicators that I use now is just naked chart indicators of the dollar price and then DXY price, because indicators to me, they're too slow. And it's just like, it's almost as if for indicators, as an example, would be an example of entering on the weekly chart without using the lower time frames for the entry. So that's why I don't use indicators, because it's just that I'm gonna have so much drawdown because volume told me the wrong position. RSI didn't tell me when it was supposed to, when I was supposed to enter, when I really could have entered 3 days ago, but now the RSI is finally crossing over. Everything go back to buys and sales. Everything go back to ascending wedges and descending wedges. What is this, DXY? So it's like if I'm looking at the recession and the recession is over here. Let me do this. I need this tool. You still see my chart?
Yeah, I still see it.
Bet. You got any questions so far?
Oh no, 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 I'm good.
Bet. Yeah, man, I talk fast, so I can
You know,
talk
you,
all
you
day.
know, we be locked in. Like
I know.
I
I'm gonna
know,
drop.
I know exactly what you talking about.
Hell yeah. So okay, so I never personally looked back on the. I just now pulling this up because I'm just like I could literally talk about my train of thought, but my train of thought on I've never traded a COVID before. But who else has traded a COVID before? So in order to find the similarities of COVID versus the Great Depression or something like that, because there's a recession comes every few years, or COVID versus the 2008. I'm like, okay, I have experience in COVID because I was an adult. I remember that experience. I remember what the market did. I was trading the market back then, but in COVID. But in 2008, I was just a child. So when I was a child, let's go back to look and see what was going on. So then I go into Google. I type recession years. Earliest record recession years was the Great Depression. That was 65 months. 20th century from 1929 to 1939. And that was because of unemployment failures. Okay, cool. Let me note that in my head. Unemployment got to be down. Oh, isn't AI coming out and Spirit just fired all these people? Okay, technically in my head, I know the dollar coming down, but now I'm adding unemployment. It's like a lottery machine. It's like a what's it called? A slot machine of when this spot gets filled with the cherry, and this spot gets filled with the cherry, and this spot gets filled with the cherry, ding ding ding, winter recession. You know what I'm talking about? Because assets really going up, so the recession is a blessing, but we gotta find out all the facts of the recession, just like we gotta find out the facts of history. So then it's like the next one was 2007 to 2009. That was 18 months. Then they only say a recession could be lasting between 12 to 24 months, most of the time by 18 months. Okay, she got, man, we know what the fuck she's talking about. Okay, let me check that. And she say, oh, it's an asset versus a dollar. Oh, I see what she talking about because I can look it up. So it's just a natural interest, but I got that interest because I love to learn. So I'm finna go look it up myself. I ain't got no teacher to say, hey, go type in the recession years. I'm going on my own. I wonder how to cook chicken this way. Is this the only way to cook chicken? I naturally just fucking do that. so so then it's like notable recession years of 73 through 79 of 1800, and 29 through 39 and then 1900s. And 73 to 75. Okay, that's 2 years. 80, 81, and 82. All right, that was a little long. All right, but nobody talked about the 80s. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, didn't nobody
2007.
talk about the '80s like that.
Yeah, they
But
sure
if
didn't say
they
nothing
did,
about the
hell, I want to
80s.
live. I want to live shit.
Uh-huh. Let me see. The 70s, it says oil recession, oil crisis recession, high inflation, and unemployment. High inflation means they printing the fuck out them dollars, and unemployment, that must have been technology. Were they riding horses back then? Oh, they must have been invented cars. Now I gotta look and see when the first car came out. First car. First car. Oh, my bad. Damn, I thought they was older than that. Fuck no, I'm over here playing games. Hang on, let me look this shit up. I'm like, damn, they not that old. That's the 1600s. It says. Let me ask it the question a different way. What was going on in the world between 1973 to 1975? Copy, paste, world events, DXY. Let's say it like that. Let's see what was going on. World events DXY between 1973 to 1975, a major economic shock. US dollar measures value against the basket of six major currencies. 1973 era. Okay, oil quadrupled from $3 a barrel to 12. Damn, that sounds like oil went up. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so oil went up in
so that means the dollar
1973.
fell.
The dollar fell. Man, that's just the typical oil dollar correlation. And every few years we go into a recession. So I bring it up to the yearly chart, right? Uh-oh. Bring it up to the yearly chart. I love history.
That
I
shit
do.
made me smile, bro.
That's my shit, man. That's my shit. So you mean to tell me the rules of an uptrend, the rules of a downtrend? Well, let's start with the rules of a downtrend since we're looking at the dollar. It's lower lows and lower highs, and every single one of these highs get lower. What is this? 84? Damn, 84. That show didn't talk about the 80s, and you telling me from 81, 82, and 83. Yeah. Going back over here, the dollar was falling. Was that the 1800s? No, I'm not tripping. That's the 19s. Yeah, that's good. So this is 86, this is 84, and okay, 76, 81, 82, 83. Okay, that don't make sense. That's kind of out of correlation. Let me see what the monthly chart looks like on that. Oh shit, here it is. Um 81, okay. 82, okay. 83. You see where this is why. It's just a few months. 81, 82, 83. 80, 81, 82. Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. 80's right here. Damn, that's crazy. You see that? That's 80, 81, 82, 83, 85. Now let's look at 2007 through 2009. Okay, triggered by a housing market collapse. Technically, we probably close to that because we don't have enough buyers in the housing market because they cannot afford to buy because it's too much, it's too high. So I can see a housing market crash coming into fruition. I can see an unemployment peak because of AI, because we gonna get more from robots than we will from people because people got to see their family and people be tired. You know what I'm talking about? High inflation. Oh, ain't we still in the war? It's been a minute. The world been in a war. Naomi ain't been in a war, but last time I checked, we was in a
Man, it
war.
been so much stuff going on, but I just get up and go to work, you know.
I just get
I
y'all mind my
mean, I
business.
trade, go
Yeah,
to
and
work.
my favorite thing is just because the world is in a recession, do not mean you got to be in a recession because I don't feel like I'm ever in a recession. Even though the accounts they're not going that well for the account flips, I'm never in a recession, and that's all glory to God. But I wouldn't be able to have no glory to God if I just had faith and didn't do no work because look, we even what I'm looking at with you is the first time me looking at it too. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm cooking because faith without works is dead. So it's like people can only take it so far, but it's like there's no time limit on when you finna get blessed. Like, all right, God didn't get you your house this year, and He say He not ready. He don't even say it out loud, but you don't get it for 5 years, but eventually you get the house. You know what I'm talking about? Doesn't matter when you got it. And that's how I feel with the big account flips because in between I done made so much money. It's just like I don't live above my means. I'm always at a constant state on this is as low as my balance will always go because I'm always going to invest it. And I don't have a regular checking account. If that makes sense, I stopped doing that after I shit when I was working at Brio Tuscan Grill, so this had to be 2018. Man, it was 2018. I had baked BB&T and they fucking ATM machine malfunction and my ass was late on my rent money anyway. So they look malfunction with the right motherfucking person. Your shit malfunction. It ate my money. This is how much I had. I did not have that much. That's all I'm gonna leave it at. So they had to pay out because now it's like urgent. I'm like, all right, like I get you gotta do your accounting shit, but my apartment said if I don't get this shit to them by the end of the day, I'm getting evicted. Now your machine ate my fucking money. Are you finna pay for this eviction fee too? Because I'm finna send my apartment complex up here. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. And the apartment complex don't care either. They just want their shit. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they know that they shit malfunction. Banks are insured. They gotta fix it. This was back in my heathen days. But even in my heathen days, I had a brain. So I'm just like, okay, I'm late on rent. I'm thinking I'm finna have to work extra shifts. I still gotta work these extra fucking shifts. But that's for something else now. The bank gonna help pay for the rent and shit like that. But then it's just like I understood of no matter how much I worked, and I worked all the time, I was never getting ahead. It wasn't until I started investing in assets that I got ahead. And my first share of anything that I ever bought, I think it was Tesla, if I'm not mistaken. So that was Tesla. But that was before 2018. That was in 2016. I didn't hold it from 2016 because I needed that money. And that's why I be telling people about investments versus trading. Trading is active income. But when it comes to investing, if you need the money for something, if you're not at like a stable point in your life, it's no point because it's just like if you're not gonna hold it for 10 years, you shouldn't hold it for 10 minutes. And 10 years includes you're stable enough in your ecosystem to hold it for 10 years. Because I had stocks in 2016, but I couldn't hold it because I needed that $350 for something. And stocks have split so much between now and back then. But it's just like I don't even know how many stock splits have happened. But then it's like you can't take pride. That's not cooking, bro. You cannot take price for what it is in the market as it shows on the charts because even Tesla being where it is right now, it doesn't matter to me because I'm always investing in it because I like to invest in technology. But then I like to invest in technology, and it's the same thing for cryptocurrency for me because cryptocurrency is digital technology. Cryptocurrency to me is equivalent to the dot com boom in the 2000s. But then it's like the dot com boom to me is equivalent to that TV show, The Flintstones versus the Jetsons. And the Jetsons got flying cars and shit. And then the Flintstones, you know, this is the caveman. So it's just like the dollar to oil correlation to me is the Jetsons becoming, I mean, the Flintstones becoming into an era of the Jetsons. There's always going to be constant evolution. And then adding AI into the mix because there's the world, because the world is always evolving, the constant evolution is job loss because as they figure out a system to make things more efficient, because I do it myself as a business owner, as they figure out a system to make things more efficient, then this person doesn't have to work here anymore because in this spot like you don't have to leave the company but we don't need you for this area but maybe they don't want to work in that area so then they thinking they could go and do something better but then they don't have tenure at this new job and then places get hit with a recession and then they get job loss that sounds exactly like new traders and new investors coming into the markets with real shit. Does that sound like that? That's crazy.
That's definitely some stuff.
Man, my mind blown. And this is the first time I've been looking at this too, but it's like everything that's happened in this world can be looked at. So it's not the price. Oh, that's what I was getting at. Because of the stock splits, and personally, I've experienced so many stock splits with like Tesla. I think Walmart had a stock split. Waste management. Oh, I'll invest in like Walmart and waste management. Waste management been doing good, but wanted to take over the waste management industry. I remember I was trying to do that in like 2024. Talked to a friend. I'm thinking we finna partner on that shit. He's scared. He's talking about man, the waste management industry like the mob. I like if you scared, just say it, bro. But he right, it is like the mob. It's like imagine trying to infiltrate that. But even then, them niggas gotta get old eventually, and let them have a next in line of a fuck nigga grandson, and they not finna leave their fortune to him. Yes, leave it to me. I will make sure your family get the payments. The only way I'm gonna get into the waste management industry is if their grandson is a Justin Jr. That's our daddy. So, but it's just like even that perspective on if Tesla has split so many times, and I understand that the price of Tesla now is not the price it is because some of these stock splits will give me like Man, what was it? I think one of them was like a 1 to 3. One of them was maybe like a 1 to 5, but it's done it a few times. But for every one stock that I have, they'll give me say 3 to 5 to even out the balance. But they're only splitting the stock so they can get new investors in. And that's why the market is a constant state of higher highs and higher lows. Because if it's getting new investors in and this isn't real price, what are we really looking at in the market? We have to look at the pattern. We have to understand a buy setup is this rule typically going to look like a W a little bit. Like you have to be able to anticipate like a W formation, but in a sell setup you got to be able to kind of anticipate an information, and then you got to understand how all the time frames work together as one big puzzle piece. Then you got to understand your entry typically into a buying setup is going to be a break of a descending wedge. But what's going to happen if this descending wedge get broken and then you get faked out like we just saw that was going on Sunday, Monday, and what's today, Tuesday? So Sunday and Monday. It's all of those factors, but because people will get upset and lose, like this is the toughest fucking market I've ever experienced because I'm just like, why the fuck? I feel like Kermit sitting on a rock. Why the fuck? What the fuck is going on in this world? Because there's easier markets. Like I've traded the times where GBP USD was moving 400 pips a night. That bitch ain't moved 400 pips in a night since like 2018. I think about that shit all the time because it's important shit to think about. But it's like as new traders, it's like, can you handle the volatility? We had volatility back then. I couldn't necessarily handle it, but that's maybe why I was starting too with small accounts. One of the reasons I was starting small accounts is because I didn't have no fucking money. The other reason was even when I built these accounts, I wasn't capable of trading a bigger account and that bitch would blow because the volatility was crazy. GBP, USD would move 400 pips in one session, in one London session, in 4 hours. That's 100 pips an hour. That's crazy. But back then, I didn't know how to take full advantage because I was only capable of holding 50 to 100 pips each time. So then I would blow my account because I'm gonna get back in the market because you know me, I'm a new trader. I'm not disciplined. Of course, my ass hop back in that market and blew my shit. Hop back in the market, blew my shit as a new trader because I'm thinking, man, it went 300 more pips. I just want 50 more. So you don't want to catch 400 altogether. You want to catch 50 here, 50 here, 50 here. But what if catching these middle two 50s, you fuck your shit up and blow it? You know what I'm talking about? Because you couldn't just hold it straight out. Because the farther your entry, the farther price gets away from your entry, the safer you are. So that even when it does do these major drops, this is a monthly time frame, but on the smaller time frames, even when it does drop, it still has to stay for information of the rules of an uptrend and the rules of a downtrend. But that's why it's like I love learning. So it's like I had this friend in Christian in 2020. He in Florida. He was fucking, I think he was Cuban, if I'm not mistaken. Cuban or Puerto Rican. But curly hair dude. And he was cool because he didn't say very much, but he was good at trading. And this was before, like, I made my first million, but that was all I had. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I didn't have as many successful students as I have now. So I asked him because I see him close out $1 million trade, and he held that trade for 12 months, and he using like a low lot size. And I asked him, I asked Benny, I ask this one girl out of Europe. I say, what's making y'all hold that long? Because it's like it's their conviction. I'm after their perspective, their why. Their why matters the most because it's given that result. And whether I believe the result or not, if I think the result is fake or not, that can I mimic it? And that's why I'm just like, it's very hard to change my perspective when time and time again the market is still doing the same thing because it's not price. It really is patterns. It really is breaks and retests. It really is supply and demand. But in addition to all the knowledge that everyone has, because everyone has the same knowledge, it's the way that you think about it. How you think about it and how it gets implemented is what's going to change the whole thing. Because I could say, even looking back, like I was not as versed as I am now in this market because it's just like right when you think you know everything, there's something else to know. And so I just like, wow, that's I mean it's cool. So it's just like I never even thought about that stock split thought before until right now, and it's just like damn, it really isn't price to a certain extent, but nothing is true price because of stock splits and so on and so forth. And then each chart that you look at, like because they got different brokers, not every broker gonna have the same kind of chart, but it's like you gotta kind of get the whole gist of it. So if an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows and a downtrend is lower lows and lower highs, then I gotta constantly understand where I am. But when I asked Christian back in 2020, and he's still a good dude, but he gave me as much as he knew, but he had patience. That's the difference. So he may have not had all the knowledge because he definitely didn't teach. He was just a good single individual trader in Florida. And I mean, I don't even think he's saying nothing to nobody no more for real. And shit, in a few years, I'm not gonna be either. I could totally understand. But he always just asks, "Why do you teach?" And honestly, I don't know because, but this season especially, I really feel like I'm getting pushed towards it because I can literally articulate myself way better than I ever have. But female traders naturally are great at explaining, right? But it's just like because I love to learn, the thought process gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So by the time that the results come, I'm in a stage of pure execution, and that's when I think especially is more important for me to talk now, like I have been doing, because just like in habits, if you constantly work out every single day, then your body's gonna always be in a state of hopefully burning fat, and you don't talk about so that you can have a better physique. But it's like it's that compound, and then a penny compounded every day is gonna be more than any amount than people can think, because once that compound begins, that's I mean it's hard to stop it. So it's like if I see say the dollar right here going up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In a uptrend, it went up for 7 months, but for this 1 month, it went down. I'm sorry, for this 1 year, it went down. So shit, that's worse. For seven, what is this? 12 months? Yeah, 7 years it went up, and for 1 year it went down, and everybody quit. And what about these other 3 fucking years behind that? And that's why I'm just like, blowing money is one thing, but it's really the fear factor that gets everybody. If everybody eventually has their stop. But the only thing that keeps me going is one, my daughter, because I remember it being 2018. I just started working at Brio at this standpoint. It was like my second month there, maybe even first month. I'm like, I'm not asking these niggas for nothing. Like, they're not gonna tell me what to do for long because, like, I didn't have no money back then, but I had all the sense in the world because it's just like, Aubrey was, what's this? Yeah, yeah. Wait. No, it was 2017 going to 2018. So, yeah, this is worse. So, check this out. This lady had a cold. I just got done giving birth for Aubrey. Aubrey was born in 2017. That's why I was like, nah, this has to be 2017 because she had the flu. They knew, the bartender, they knew she had the flu. In restaurants, because of like the volume of people, they would have us come in, and they made her come in. I understood that, but I just had a newborn. I'm not taking that shit back home with her, and I don't want to be sick, and you gonna force me to be here, and then I got a newborn and she don't go to sleep, bro. I used to put Aubrey in that motherfucker swing, and she was swinging that motherfucker all night. Bro, that's one thing me and Justin would laugh about because fuck no, like she would cry in the middle of the night. That's why I used to think she a good baby because you gonna cry that shit out. But it's the same approach I take for everything. Like I had said, diamonds built under pressure. And I remember Aubrey's first spanking, a little tap 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 them thighs. She was probably 6 months old. And Melody was like, this is his mom. And she, sweet, sweet old white lady. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, but I had told her because I know her son, and she know her son, and I know me, and she know me. And I'm like, whatever bad spirits. She said, you don't want to do it too soon because you don't want to break her spirits. I want you to know, 8 years into the future, I got the most well behaved kid out of all the cousins. And even the granddad, just the stepdad, he be like, when certain situations happen with her cousins, because everybody like, why didn't Puerto Rican? Then he say, I wonder how Naomi would handle this situation. Because Melody back in the day would be like, well, I don't want it to break her spirit, and I'm all for it. I want to break whatever bad spirit is there before that motherfucking spirit get too big. Whatever bad habit you got in the market, I'd rather have these hoes on these $100 accounts, or because I don't even think I have no bad habit. I'm just the wrong motherfucking timing at this point. But how I fixed my timing when it was year 3 and 4, because what's going on now? Like, look at stupid ass Bitcoin for a second. What's going on now is I'm always fucking early for my fucking
See
plays.
what they be doing.
Something got me. That shit made me mad because we held this bitch for 5 days, 6 days. We got in over here. And then over here, Monday blew my shit. But then it's like Pepe and another account. I'm in Pepe trades. I'm in this bitch for 5 days. The constant variable now is I'm in it for 5 days. My habit that I have to break because I learned from my mistakes is, what days am I adding? If I understand that Monday is a pullback day, I'm just not fucking adding on Mondays anymore until it gets into Monday going into Tuesday. and that's the next Asian. So then it's like I have to execute less. That is what I'm missing. I'm executing too often, but I'm executing right. I fixed my bad habits. I've been known the rules of the market. I've been had the results. It's a matter of me fixing me, and as soon as I fix that, I'm having a $10 million month. I promise you that one. Because when I get my big trades, I never know it's coming. It's just a constant state of perfect execution. But learning from Benny back in 2024, that was a $300 million dude. When I asked him what made him, what his conviction was, because Benny and Christian don't know each other, but then I'm looking at your result. Damn, you had $1 million trade on like a point 10 on US 30. That's crazy. Damn, I've never traded crypto futures before. And then I start trading crypto futures. It's nothing more than Forex. Everything's the same. But you trading crypto futures made me want to get into trading crypto futures. But just so I can make sure I'm not missing anything, what is it? Okay, we trade the same. Okay, but why do you hold so long? Because I'm talking about, bro, there's one night I'm trading with him and this nigga's up like $2 million. I'm just like, damn, like that shit don't make no sense. And there's times where I felt like I was right and he was wrong, but like I said about my rich friends, they just like me, but worse because they don't like to teach. I don't like to teach either, but I'm good at it, and I'm scared of God, and I hate to see what would happen if I did some dumb shit. Please don't. so, so, I'm never gonna the way people talk to me crazy. I would never say that to my rich friends because they gonna block the fuck out of me. Probably call me a dumb bitch, like in their head. They probably not even gonna say it out loud. Dumb bitch, never answer my shit again. Because how are you gonna turn up on somebody trying to help you do something greater because they not right in this moment? And that's what I think about. When I was hard on myself yesterday, I was like, God damn, like that shit don't make no sense. I literally said, I'm like, you know what? It's okay because there's a lesson in everything. This is important for them to see because I know when I win, like I do, all these fucking years, then it's gonna be more important for them to see that process because I mean it's different when I'm up bands. You know what I'm talking about? There's no learning in that. You missed all the execution, so then they gotta go back and look at the history. They gotta go back in history class and turn on Google, turn on YouTube on the Naomi channel, and go and go like, all right, when does motherfucking depression start? When does recession start? Then they gotta learn about 18 months, 24 months. They're gonna have too much shit, and that's the result of the compound. Now they compounding the missed opportunity, and then it's gonna lead to FOMO trading. Then they really finna blow all their shit, and then they gonna quit trading forever, just like the people over here did on DXY when that shit went up for 7 years. Or, well, shit, that's the bad way. But if this was an asset, if shit went up for 7 years and came down for one, and you never got that opportunity, you never understood what the trend was doing, and you thinking it's just gonna sell, but the lower time frames, I'm sure beforehand told you it's gonna continue to buy up, kind of like this one right here. Once that flag breaks, you got to understand what you're looking for. Once that descending or ascending wedge breaks, that's your entry into the downtrend. But then it's like, okay, that's on the higher time frames. How do I work myself on the lower time frames too? That's a whole different thought process. But then it's like I've worked, bro. I got millionaire trader friends, and I'll get perspective from everybody because everybody got good advice. But when it come down to it, no matter how much money this person made, the money cool. You made 300 million in like 7, 8 months. Got you. You outdid me. I'm gonna get there though. God not gonna show me nothing that I can't do. All right, you got $1 million trade on a point 10 on US 30 in 2020. I understand why now US 30, bro. He had entries at 18,000. That shit made me sick right now. Because I know his characteristics as a trader. I know this $49,000 US 30, this nigga is still in, and I ain't talked to him in like a year. I'm just thinking right now, I know he's still in because he can hold long distance and he was able to hold over here. And his learning curve was only like 6 months. That's the crazy part. But he got a different environment than I had. My learning curve was 2 years, his learning curve was 6 months. So over here, boom, flash crash. Technically, we do for another flash crash. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm holding my breath. I don't tell the market what to do.
That's what I was looking at. I was like,
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we in for one more flash crash, but we'll see if he was already buying over here, and then 2020 going into 2021. I know that he got a point 10 at $1 million, and he got multiple of these hoes, even some standards. And I'm like, man, I should have did the same over here. I should have did the same over here. But the longer I study, the more I get, and the more conviction behind it. So it's like even the fact of ascending wedges and descending wedges, that's something that I've been paying more and more attention to the last 8 months, if that makes sense, because it's just more conviction behind why am I buying and why am I selling, or why I will not enter and why I did enter. That's what I'll be thinking about. So then it's like, all right, go back to the history class. 2020 was the last recession. I think it is time. It's 2026. 2020 was the last one. Okay, but now check this out. What is a recession definition? And I put dollar decline because I want them to know that I'm talking about charts. I want them to know I'm talking about the dollar. So you gotta be real specific about the knowledge too that you like getting, and that's, but I know to put the dollar decline because I know what I'm looking for, but it's gonna be hard to do that as a new trader. But then it's like everything starts with one thought, everything starts with one decision, and some of the things I said on this Zoom is the first time I've ever thought about it too. Like I've never thought to like look up this part until right before because I'm listening to that song with Jeezy and Kanye. I'm like, okay, damn. So what was really going on back then? Because I'm interested. Let us go through a recession. I hit that 150K account. Shit gonna go crazy. Shit gonna go crazy. But I think we are finna go in a recession because we got the dollar value falling. Okay, but that's not the only factor into a recession, right? So dollar falling is just one of the checklists. Inflation, adjusted dollar value falling. So that means purchasing power declining. Okay, Bitcoin not might not be affected because the purchasing power of Bitcoin, you're technically getting richer instead of poorer. Okay, Bitcoin and some cryptos might not be affected, but inflation itself and the value of the dollar declining, if something costs $5 and you don't have a full dollar, and for every $1 you have, you really have 98 cent or 85 cent, wherever it's gonna be, then that's your dollar now. So now that means you can't really afford something that's a dollar because you only got 80 cents. That's what inflation is. They're printing so many dollars that the value of it is declining. So then it's like in a recession, dollar decline can occur in two ways. In exchange and in rate value decline, the dollar weakens against other currencies. Sound like fucking Forex. It sound like GBP. I'm sorry, let's start with oil because oil is the main asset. Oil is the asset leading all the other assets. Oil is a growth asset. So if it says the dollar weakens against other currencies, just like we got going on right now, oil is making the dollar weaker. It's not making the dollar weaker. It's just oil is so strong, the dollar will naturally weaken against it. GBP will be so strong, the buy setup on GBP's weekly chart is so strong because didn't I just say I was buying since 2022? Is so strong to take out these monthly and weekly and yearly higher highs that's going to bring the value of the dollar down because it's a balancing scale. It's a teeter totter. What is it called? I ain't seen one of those in a long time. But if my fat ass is on the little balancing thing with Aubrey, then I know that I'm 200 pounds. I'm not so, but 200 pounds, and she's a child, and she's probably like 85 pounds. I'm going to hold it down unless I'm using my legs to keep propping myself up. You know what I'm talking about? But it's
Right.
also a pendulum of it's in a constant circular motion on you got this arm in a circle making a constant circle, but it's a straight arm and this arm making a constant circle, but it's a straight arm. And that's what GBP looked like right here. This is a pendulum setup. This consolidation technically would be the circle that's spinning, but this is a lower time frame circle versus the higher time frame circle. People would naturally think on the pendulum it's going to finish the rest of the pattern, right? And they would think it would come down and then break. But once the market has decided the direction it wants to go, even as we speak, we just said what GBP was going to do is going to break in the direction of that market time and time and time again, right? Because the
Right.
market, the higher time frames has chosen a side. So if we've been going since I've been in real estate and GBP has chosen a side in 2022 and it chose a side in 23 and it chose a side in 25 and we choosing sides in end of 25 and we come back down in 2026 and we just chose a side. Last time we was on Zoom, I remember talking about, how we talk about market went up from Easter all the way through August. You mean
Hmm.
to tell me it's May and I was just saying this market is 30 days behind, bro? I'm about to fuck these accounts up. I'm about to, because the market is 30 days behind because the time is the blessing. But just like the time is a blessing in the market, the time is blessing spiritually too. Because when I'm going through certain shit, I promise you, I'm gonna look at the time real quick, or I'm gonna take feedback on different situations. Like when I was finna get scammed on that one house a few weeks ago, and my in-laws
Mhm.
called like right before I was about to view it. I stopped to think, like, you know how that's so Raven, like a premonition, like, you know, that's kind of weird. I haven't talked to my in-laws all week, and this nigga look like he about to scam me, and she calling. Let me let me see if I can handle this by myself, guys. I can get it. I can get it, guys. Like her damn ass finna go through with it. So then I call her back after I look at the house, not before, because I knew it was gonna take a minute to talk to her. So then that's when I voice what I was doing and give her the address of the house. But then it's just like, all right, she got a network just like I got a network. At her network, shit, they talk all the time. We got somebody working at the Texas office. She could pull up certain shit. I don't know what they be doing. I just tell me the information after. She got real estate agents as friends that she's been with for like 30 years, and they can pull up people on MFLs and like different different houses, I guess, and stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, guy, like we're not saying that you're lying. We're just saying that you don't have enough results to show me you're not. For me to be feel safe, if that makes sense, that you're not lying. And that's where it really is in the market. On all these stop outs, if you don't understand true direction, it's going to be hard for you to understand when the market is bullshitting. Because when I see a decent wedge, oh, I'm not finna sell that bitch. I can't get me. I'm not finna sell no decent wedge. You can't get me with that. Maybe in a different lifetime I would have sold that bitch, but not no more. I'm too hip to it now. So you telling me I got a descending wedge on top of a retest, on top of consolidation, and over here I knew it could, bro. I knew it could get my black guys over here. I'm like, hey guys, I know we missed our fucking sale from a day ahead because I'm always early for my trades. But oh, that's what I was gonna say. How I fixed that back in year 3 and 4 because I was having the same issue because the
Mhm.
market is lagging. I can catch now the market's lagging. I'm quick with it now. Back then, I was not quick with it. Back then, I couldn't say the market was lagging. I mean, actually, I probably never gave that shit a thought. But now I see the market lagging from last April to this April compared to May. Even I woke up by this time last year, not this time last year, but a few years ago, like when I had said I was up 7,000 to that 300,000 trade. By this
Mhm.
week, by this day, I was up 200 bands. I just posted it on social media, but that's the thing about social media. I got nobody next to me, but like, hey, you remember when da 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 on this day da da da? Technology gonna make shit a lot easier. So if technology making things easier, things are always gonna advance. Therefore, if I invest in technology, if I invest in assets, and assets constantly go up and the dollar constantly go down because of different factors of the world, then that sounds like I should always be looking for a reason to sell the dollar because trading is nothing more than a leveraged investing, but it's very, very high paced, if that makes sense. But just like I said when I was serving tables, even though I had stocks, I didn't have them long because I had to sell them because I needed the money for something. In trading, you can risk it as many times as it takes, but it's just like you got more of a chance because it's active income to profit from it before the next 10 years. But then it's like now it's like we got to factor in Asian session is a preview of U.S. session, and then we got to factor in London session is the pullback session. Okay, if I wanted to enter the market, my thought process would be I could enter small on Asia session, let London do its pullback. If London does a pullback, but I'm not going to sell the pullback for London because that's not my job to tell the London what to do. Because if London decides to do a trend continuation trade because it is NFP week, then who am I to step in the way? I'm gonna just look like a dumbass when it's taking my account because I want to sell GBP in a uptrend just because London session is a pullback session. GBP gonna look at me like, all right, bitch, London session a pullback session, but is we a pullback pair? No, you not. You not no pullback pair, GBP. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, my dumb ass. But it treated me like that in November. That's the last time I did some dumbass shit like that. This shit right here don't even surprise me, but I'm hip to it. You not finna catch me selling no descending wedge. Even though it's giving a sales setup, I just like, I'd rather miss that shit than sell this descending wedge. I don't give a fuck. Because it's really that. Even when it come down to US 30, it's really that. Because guess what? It's just like last week we're entering what was that? GBP USD? What was this one? 20 do 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 do. Oh yeah, here it is. Look, it was a buy setup over there. I think I said it on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, guys, I understand that we was trying to sell this bitch over here in the sky, And then it faked us out on Tuesday. It sold off on Wednesday. Woke up, this bitch was on the ground, and I'm like, you stupid slut. And, and I'm like, you're not falling for this shit though. I'm not falling for this shit. So if I know I'm not falling for it, even though you low and you over here pretending like you finna go up and pretending like you retesting a lower low, I know the main trend, and I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather miss that shit because I'd rather wait for a buy opportunity. But as soon as the lower time frames start making too many buying opportunities, my black ass gonna hit buy. And I did for US 30, just like I did for Bitcoin, because I'm just like, I'm too versed to be sitting here making dumb mistakes because I'm not in this account challenge. I'm not making no mistakes. That's the thing. I'm not making no mistakes. It's just a matter of, damn, bitch, that's what we doing because I made sure not to fucking buy no. You know how I was talking about on Pepe? I learned from my lessons. I was talking about on Pepe how it was treating me like a dumbass when we held that trade for 3 weeks. But it's just like the longer we hold, it's because I'm operating at that level of conviction of buying it right each time. My issue with Pepe during that 3 week trade was you see this spike here and this spike here and this spike here. I'll be stacking that motherfucker. I'm like, da, da, da. Okay, guys, because technically when price goes up, then my equity is going up, so I got more to work with. And that works in a standpoint of one way, but check this out, price could go up, but I'm not supposed to be buying a buy. I'm supposed to be buying a selling candle, right? So that's where I'm fucking up. I'm stacking over here because I'm supposed to be buying a retest anyway. And instead of letting it come down and break this trend line for myself, instead of letting it happen, instead of letting it set a form, I'm thinking I'm gonna miss it out. When really, what I started doing, I mean, you guys seeing the signals, is I just let this bitch go. But then I'd be just as surprised, just like I was on Bitcoin, because we had a perfect it was like a perfect setup. We've been in it fine. I didn't execute crazy like I did over here or over here or over here. It was just a matter of that 5 a.m. candle stopped out. I did see it. That bitch did stop out, but I'm not making the same dumb mistakes that I did on Pepe on spamming this and spamming this because I'd rather spam this and I'd rather spam this. Shit, I had this one friend busy. This nigga, bro, there's two of them. Mason, this nigga robbed me eventually. So fuck Mason. But he made $30,000 in May of 2021 from
Mhm.
like a $300 account. But that was like his last bit of money type shit. So that's what he did. But then busy, this nigga floating like $2 to $3 million. But this like my trading network. You know what I'm talking about? And there's more to talk about, but it's just a mindset thing. And that's why it's just like the mindset is unbreakable. But even then, I got $1 million trader friends, but they were having $1 million trades before I was hitting my $1 million trades. So then it's just like back then, looking on it, their mindset was stronger than me, but my results is crazier, faster with smaller accounts. But then it's just like it's important to note that I don't know. I think the perspective for me is I think nothing changes with the account flips because if I look at it as if I lost everything, because if I lost everything, the only way it works is I know how to trade. If you don't know how to trade, you lose everything, it's not going to work because you don't have that skill set. But if I lost everything and I know how to trade, it's only going to take me so many accounts to get back to where I am. In this case, this is a loser season. So my mindset goes to, okay, if I got a job, how long would it take me to not need that job no more? Because I need over $10,000, right? Over $50,000, right? Because it's just like, but you don't need to risk that over and over again. So that 10,000, 20,000, 30, 40, 50, 100, whatever it is, has to be in an asset. I don't use banks anymore. My money's always in an asset. I'm 95% asset invested, but I also live below my means. So people see me bring in a $30,000 trade, and it's just like, I done moved that entire $30,000 into fucking like stocks or crypto. You know what I'm talking about? Because to me, because I know so much about the dollar in this relationship, it's just dumb to me to keep my shit in dollars unless I need that money because then I feel like I'm wasting my own time because I'm not getting that compounded penny effect. But if it's a
Right.
compounded penny gonna be more than this, I wonder what the fuck a compounded 30,000 motherfucking dollars gonna do. What the hell? I wonder what that's gonna do. So then it's like over here we got checklist, dollar declining, check. Inflation going up, check. The exchange rate against other currencies going down for the dollar, check. Them niggas is finna be strong as shit. We understand the relationship between fucking what is it? Oh the Damn, it's slip my mind. London session, U.S. session, and Asia session. We understand that relationship, right? We not entering no dumbass trades. We not a lot of shit. Shit, we got a lot of shit. We got lists in the group. You know the rules.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
GDP numbers. I'm not gonna be looking at that because I'm watching the setups. I'm watching the patterns. People say they're not pattern traders. I'm a pattern trader. I'm a break and retest trader. I'm a buyer and a seller because different assets have different perspectives. Like if assets was telling me between certain time frames that it's gonna sell, best 2 out of 3, I'm gonna sell it, but it's not. I'm finna buy it because the dollar sit right there in my fucking face. I wish the fuck I would sell that. I wish I would buy the dollar and sell assets. It don't make sense to me, but I also feel like we have a crash incoming. I do feel like that, but it's not my job to tell it when to crash. I need to respond to it as a long-term investor, and that's what I hate. I hate investing like I hate looking at my investment numbers be down. I don't have that issue no more because I've been investing for so many years. Like when Merrill Lynch shut down my account last year, I was with them niggas for 11 years. So now it's 12 because I've had Fidelity, I've had Merrill Lynch. I don't have Merrill Lynch anymore. I've had TD Ameritrade, but it's like I had most of my shit with Merrill Lynch because I had Bank of America. Bank of America is dumb. Merrill Lynch even more dumb because they shut my accounts down because I was investing in cryptocurrency. And my ass sounded like, bro, I'm cussing them out at the casino because I'm on vacation too when they shut my accounts down. I'm pissed. And he talking about, dude, you didn't answer the phone on Tuesday at 11 a.m. I was like, bitch, I'm with y'all for 11 years and I don't answer the phone on a random ass motherfucking Tuesday. He said, when was the last time you checked your account? Bitch, I check my shit every day. That's my job. I check my shit every day. But before, the year before, a few months before, Bank of America was trying to take over my fucking investment accounts because at first they thought the shit was fake. They thought I was issuing fake checks and shit. They thought it was fake. I don't mind going into that little room in the back because I know my shit real. Go ahead and do all your paperwork because they always come back and ask if I want them to take it over. I'm doing an amazing job. The fuck I need you for? You know what I'm talking about? That's my
Right.
perspective on it. So it's just like if I wouldn't have let y'all took my accounts, would I still have an account? Is that perspective? But I've always been a cryptocurrency investor. But it don't matter if I'm buying motherfucking crack cocaine with that shit. Bitch, it's my money. So I'm investing in crypto. You gonna shut my shit down? I'm out of town. This motherfucker too. I'm on the phone with one of the managers at Merrill Lynch. This bitch ass nigga gonna say, what he say? He said he was a CEO or some shit. I said, you ain't no fucking CEO of this shit, cause who the fuck wanna be on the phone with me acting a fucking fool? I'm acting a fucking fool.
Right. I'm gonna send somebody else to come
I'm,
talk to you.
I'm acting a fool. I told him, I said it just like that. You ain't the manager, cause who the fuck want to answer the phone for me? Cause I'm not getting off this bitch. I ain't got nothing to do today. Like you shut my funds down. At this point, I lost $3,500 at the casino too, bitch. I wouldn't have done all that if you would have told me my shit shut down. I gotta come back to Texas because nigga, my car ain't got no fucking money. I got all the money, but I ain't got no fucking money. They don't give me no access to my funds. I make sure, and that's what I'm saying. When I'm going out of town, when I have certain shit to pay for, I make sure I have cash available. They not letting no cash be available, and I'm making sure cash is available way ahead of time. Cash not available. Can't sell off no assets. Can't move no assets to another broker until I get their confirmation. I'm asking him how the fuck long that's gonna take. He's saying it vary. I said, how the fuck you gonna tell me it vary? Bro, I got bills and shit. I invest 95% of my money. So all my money is fucking tied up in this shit. And you telling me I ain't got nothing. And I said, that's a fucking lie because y'all can play with the assets all you want, woo, 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 whatever. I trade, I'm gonna get it a different way. But it's like the cash available, you can't even say that's not available because I made sure it's available. They be trying to play in your fucking face when you don't know. I made sure it's available. So then instead of saying it's cryptocurrency trading, they want to say I broke some kind of margin call rule. First off, I trade Forex and I trade crypto futures. On you niggas platform, I only invest in hard assets. There is no way in fucking hell I broke a margin call rule. I'm not no options trader. I don't do that shit. I know exactly what you're talking about. And they banking on I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I was like, if I'm bursting enough to have an account with y'all for 11 years, bitch, did you just tell me thank you for being a client for 11 years and you shutting my shit down? Fuck y'all. I sound like I'm a end of the world fucking person. Cause I'm like, man, fuck y'all. Crypto's gonna rule the earth. You niggas ain't shit. I'm finna put all this shit you finna give me back in a few weeks in Ethereum. Bitch, what you gonna do about it? I got a fucking UGMA account on my daughter over there too. She got another lump sum of money over there because after real estate, that's what I was saying. After real estate, people be trying to sue you and shit just because you got fucking houses. They can't take what they don't know about, and that's why I'm more crypto minded now because my perspective has changed. I'm thinking as long as my money not in banks, there's no way of getting scammed. There's no way of getting robbed, right? But them niggas is the ones scamming. They scammed the fuck out of me when they shut my accounts down. I did not see that shit coming at all. Like, took me by surprise. So I'm more asset minded, but I'm like, all right, fuck them assets. I still want some technology and shit like that. But let me put that shit in my daughter name because people will be trying to come after you just because you got it. Like one lady literally in my inbox about, yeah, that's how I make all my money. I sue people. One time, that bitch tried to sue me for $150. Bitches be thinking they finna summon me. You know what the fuck I do? Bitch, you wouldn't the judge and God got it. Cause God know I'm not fucking coming. Because I got fucking trust and shit. I got shit. Everything in order. That's why I be so ready when people be trying me. Troy found my ex. His ass gonna say I knocked him over the head with that gun because he was acting a fucking fool. Wouldn't get off me. He wanted to fight and we fought. And I'm a strong bitch, I guess, because he was bleeding. I was expecting him to go to sleep. So I did my spare time in jail, and that's cool, right? But at the same time, after the fact, after the situation, he gonna say, I could have sued you because I got shit. Bitch, first off, I bought you a car. I'm keeping your bitch ass alive. I took the car back. It's outside right now. I'm not playing that bitch. Because the car was for the systems of our family to progress, to make shit easier. Because if you don't have a car and you work a job because you're a man, if you're not gonna trade, you're going to work. If you're not gonna invest, you're going to work. If you're not, bro, and sometimes I would make it to where he wouldn't have to pay bills because I would have such a big month. But the thing was, you're not going to spend this money. You're going to give this money to me for bills, or you're going to invest it in your account, invest your shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's how I work because it's literally this or that, buy or sell, up or down, bullish, bearish, this or that. It's just this or that to me, black and white. There's no gray. So it's just like if I've done all this, I'm keeping your bitch ass alive all these years. We've been alive. We've been together for 5 years. I've been keeping you alive for 5 fucking years, and you talking about the thought process? Are you gonna sue me, bitch? I'll tell you some shit, but I don't tell you everything. I ain't got nothing to my motherfucking name. You gonna go to that fucking shit, that court thing. You gonna try to sue me for no motherfucking reason. You gonna think you won because I didn't come. Cause Naomi don't give a fuck about nothing. Cause all her ducks in a row. Bitch not finna summon me for nothing ever. It don't work. I moved all my shit to my daughter name when I was in real estate because it's just like people will go after it just because they think it's easy. And then if you understand how the world work, just like I understood, one nigga, two nigga, red nigga, blue nigga, we all going to jail, nigga. Because if we both break a law, they taking all the lawbreakers to jail. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. And your ass talking about your part of the story, and I'm giving plausible deniability. I didn't do nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't know what the fuck that nigga talking about. And I ain't confessed to nothing. They want you to confess. I'm not finna do your job for you. I'm not finna give you no evidence. Just like CPS, they over here talking about some. Oh, they caught. This was before Verizon had so many CPS calls because people could only try to run me for Aubrey, but they don't understand. I took myself out that whole ecosystem. They can't do shit no more. The only time else they could try something was when she was in school. Took her out of school. I said, "This is my little motherfucker." And she gonna be right fucking here, and you gonna have to come through me, and my black ass ain't budging. I'm the worst person, the hardest person to work with, because fuck no. So you telling me that what did they say? Oh, they couldn't find Justin phone number or some shit because this was when me and Justin was on good terms too. This was like 2 years ago when me and Troy was having that situation because he knew what happened. So me and Justin on good terms, but he don't mind talking to CPS. But bitch, we ain't gotta talk to CPS because Aubrey wasn't there when that nigga got hit in the head for being a stupid bitch, right? So they like, well, we need you to give us his number. I said, this not my motherfucking job. Like you shouldn't be here anyway. I'm not finna hand over no evidence. I'm not handing over no video cameras of me doing some shit that could or could not be illegal because it always comes down to a technicality. It's always coming down to a technicality. Is it self-defense if in that moment he wasn't choking you out? Oh, so you want me to black out? Go get the gun after, and then it be self-defense. No, I'm finna anticipate what the fuck he did because in the bathroom I said, get up, get up, get up. You don't want to get up. You're still doing dumb shit. Then I say, watch, wait till I get up. Then it's not self-defense. But if you don't got that on recording, it's benefit of the doubt. You can't make a case. You don't fucking know because I'm not handing no cameras over because I know what the fuck he did and you know what the fuck he did. And it's like, bitch, I built my whole world. You think you finna tell me what to do in this motherfucker? No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it on the CPS level. We're not doing it on the court level. We're not doing it with the judges, with the people, with exes. We're not doing that shit because my mama fucking crazy. I didn't see so much crazy shit. My mother is insane, guys. And niggas be trying to connect for to tell me what to do. I didn't see the other side of the world that I would wish that shit on my worst enemy. Enemy. So I'm just like, why the fuck when I do the work and this is the easy part? All I gotta do is look at the history on shit, see what the dollar doing, dollar declining, assets growing strength against it. Most of the time, it's gonna be because of fundamentals. Oh, we in a war, right? They in a war. I'm not in a war. My economy not in a war, but them niggas in a war, and I live in that country. So they're in a war. They inflating dollars. Okay, what's this last one? Governments and central banks made fiscal stimulus checks. Okay, stimulus checks will be because people cannot afford their cost of living. This sounds like what we in right now. Now the thing is the timing. If we got some of these factors, right? We got some of these factors together, some of them addressed right now, but if all of these factors is what's going to show it's a recession or depression, then it's only a matter of time. And it goes back to time is the blessing. And that's what matters the most. But then it's like you got to understand your asset too. If it's saying, where is it? It is right here. Inflation erodes the dollar's value, meaning the dollar is less, the value of it is less. When I know the purchasing power of Bitcoin is constantly going up, the purchasing power of assets are constantly going up, I'm going to stick to the more scarce assets. I'm going to stick to the assets that can give me the most bang for my buck. And that's why I've never been more of a dividend investor compared to a technology investor, because dividends, when it moves a little bit, but it's not moving for growth. It's stagnant for what's it called? You know, just for the dividend. So you invest in a company, and then if you invest a lot of money, they give you some money, right? But coming from somebody that didn't have no money, I needed the growth. I can't. I don't need to fucking. Bro, they used to give me with that dumb ass shit too before I knew what I was doing. I don't need to invest in dividend stocks to get no dollar fucking dividend when I could use this 30, 40, 50, $100, $200, $300, $500 to try to potentially make $50,000 because my growth is more exponential. That potential of growth is more exponential than getting a fucking dividend check for because I only have a little bit of money. But that's my thought process. But that's why I started talking more on YouTube, because I gotta be able to explain my thought process instead of I don't even get mad about because I explain my thought process. I'm like, and now when people get mad at me, I'm like, oh, them niggas ain't watch YouTube. Niggas better lock in. Cause I
And
don't
they
got
better
shit to do
lock
with me when I'm
in.
talking all the time. But I'm sitting here telling y'all the answer. And then I'm like, yeah, I look like a stupid bitch, guys. Yes, 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 true, true. I admit, looking like a dumbass. But it's only a matter of time before I'm not a dumbass. And guess what? Even faith without works is dead. I still have the faith of the accounts. I still have the knowledge on, how to trade, all that. We trade them together. But in the meantime, while the world is giving me time because they don't believe this shit is gonna happen, I'm getting all my systems in a row. I'm getting a new site updated. I'm figuring out if I want to keep the sniper scope site or do I want to merge it into the next site. I'm upping them motherfucking prices. I'm getting the
Yeah,
courses out.
I was about
I'm
to
getting the
say,
ebooks out.
if
I'm
it's
over
gonna
here. We in the
happen, that shit
factory.
around the
We in the
corner.
factory. We getting this bitch together. We getting this
Man,
motherfucker together. Hold 11 crap. That motherfucker hit 150K. I'm gonna go Showtime, introduce that new site, and then move motherfucking high ass prices to it, because now it's a matter of what the fuck? What the Bell? How did Bitcoin get all the way in the air? Well, for 6 motherfucking days, while it wasn't in the air, you didn't want to execute. I executed. I blew my shit, but it's not my fault. I really can't tell you what happened other than 5 a.m. This dumbass candle came, did some stupid shit, and then I was just like, next setup, because it really is next setup, bitch. I ain't got no job. This is what I do. How you feeling?
man, I feel good because like I'm experiencing what you're saying. Like you
Good.
you want to be in the market because when the move happened,
It's
you
all of
be
a
you be
sudden.
wanting that price. Like you be wanting
Yeah.
that price. That's a good price. And
And
price
I think
probably
it matters more now than it did in 2018, because like I said, in 2018 and before, we was getting for GBP, especially because that was the main one I was trading back then. GBP USD was moving like 400 pips at a night. US 30 was going crazy. SPX is going crazy. Shit, I remember making like fucking 16. Bro, my one of my first big ass days, I had just got a ticket in Flower Mound like 2 weeks before. All of a sudden, Flower Mound, it's fucking 6 p.m. on a Sunday, bright as hell in the summertime. So you know that it don't get dark until way later. He gonna
Mm.
say he like a lane or two behind me. Granted, I don't never have no registration on my car or insurance because I don't believe in that shit. If I buy this shit, why do I have to check in with y'all all the time? Technically, if I don't drive that much and I have my faith in God, you telling me that I stood here was finna facing 2 to 10 years and I still say take it to trial because I got that much faith in God. I said, lawyer, with all due respect, if God got me going to jail, there must be somebody in there I gotta meet because I ain't done shit enough in life to do this. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Like that was self-defense. Like if I killed that nigga, yeah, I'd understand. But this nigga still alive and breathing, and we is still fornicating. So I don't. There ain't no way I'm doing 2 to 10. This nigga my witness. What? And my I'm friends with your other witness, bitch. I'm not. Bro, I just said hi to the other witness yesterday. I'm laughing my ass off because I ain't really talked to this old lady since for real. Like she was kind of scared the first few years, like right after the situation, because she didn't know what's going on. But she see that nigga not here no more, so she using her 2 plus 2. She know what the fuck happened. It's his fault. I'm not hostile. Dog's loud, but I'm not hostile. I don't do nothing. I help her groceries and everything. So I know my confluence is I help this lady with her groceries and everything, bring boxes in if it's too big, or try to, and I grab her trash or whatever. This nigga, I kept alive for 4 years, for 4 or 5 years. We still be fornicating. I bought him a truck. I took the truck. Bro, and you know how I took the truck because it was like a certain system I had to do to not go to jail, and I had to put sugar in the tank of my own fucking truck. I put sugar and water in that bitch. I made sure that bitch wasn't going nowhere. And then I paid. Look, I let him start that bitch up, let that shit get inside the lines, the fuel lines, and then I played dumb for a few weeks. I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened. He's like, my family knew you did it, but yeah, you fucking didn't. Y'all didn't know until I told y'all months later. At this point, I got the keys to the truck. They think that bitch don't work. I got a mean ass mobile mechanic. Bring this nigga out here. He dropped whatever the fuck he did. I'm not no mechanic. He got the truck working. This bitch been running for 2 3 years.
I
Like,
say he probably flushed the
oh yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, yeah,
flushed
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. That
flushed the
truck worked
fluid.
better than it
Yeah,
did when
yeah,
he before he had it. He did all kinds of shit. Because I'm just like, I said, officer, it's my truck. I spent $7,000 on this truck. I'm thinking this nigga and me a family. I don't do that dumbass shit no more. I'm not buying no more niggas, no trucks. No more niggas is living with me before
yeah.
before we get married. Bro, and he mad. He's like, I don't even introduce people until I think we gonna be together. Cause he was like, for the first year we were together, he was like, you didn't even tell me you had a kid. I was like, cause it don't matter if we don't make it. Cause I'm not just putting people in her face. And Aubrey the same as me, but a little worse. She privileged. So then it's just back. It's the common sense aspect of it. Oh, her mama got a lot of common sense. So then I got a little girl with a lot of common sense. So then it's like CPS one year tried to sneak and interview her at the school because they couldn't get through me. Ari come home. She told me immediately what happened. And I'm in the principal face and they horny. I said, all right, nigga, we gotta talk. I love being in the principal face because nigga, you was a regular ass person to me. I'm in my own economy. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I know y'all don't expect it, but that'd be the best part because then you just like, oh, she must know somebody. I don't know how to react to this because it's not gonna be a long interaction. So I tap on him on the shoulders. This time, this is a whole different school. Tap him on the shoulder, same result. Hey, so you know who my kid is. Let's not play stupid. How many kids you got getting interviewed by CPS, nigga? Come on now. And why the fuck you ain't called me to ask me nothing? What? What's going on? Well, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30. Kids coming in the building. He said when he knew what it was about, he didn't want to talk. He's like, oh, I got a good something duty. I said, well, we finna some duty talk in front of all these people, all these parents, and kids, or we finna some duty in this motherfucking office over there. Because either way, I'm
I
finna
bet
turn
he
this
said
shit
there's
up.
something from my office. Coming up in the office.
We
Listen,
finna
come
turn
on,
it
come on,
up.
come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Step in
Yeah,
there.
come on in because you letting them interview my kid. You know who I am. Cause what other circumstances would I be here for? And I said, all right, well, let me just pull out this motherfucker too. Because at the end of the day, y'all ain't got no power here. I ain't got no job to lose for having my kid full time. She can stay here with me all motherfucking day. She can have a tutor and all. What? She can art classes and everything. You can't do that. Who can't do what? Bitch, you don't know what the fuck I do. I'm a magician. I print money. And as long as I print money, the world's gonna be okay. Because that's what it matters at the end of the day. So just like I understand the dollar, I understand oil, I understand all that shit. So now it's just about being able to execute over and over and over again because it's the pattern. Damn, that was good, man. This I'm gonna have to watch this again. That shit
Nigga, you
cooking.
spitting.
That's spitting, man. I was spitting, bro. I could talk about this shit all day. Bro, look at fucking even gold. Gold yesterday, it kind of psyched me out. That shit had pissed me off too, but it's still the same thing. Was it May 4th? May 5th. Anticipation is gonna be how people get paid. And that's why I mean it's like anticipation, it's easy to see right here, but I was actually in it yesterday. I'm not in gold no more. I'm in some crypto now, but it's just like I already be ready for it right here. But then they do this. It's a matter of you see how this is a 1 hour chart. It's a matter of psychology of being able to emotionally hold this, and then be have enough conviction to take it to this. And then if you got to find your entry over and over and over again, do you know how you entering? You know what I'm talking about? So
Right,
I love this shit. I don't know why everybody else don't love it. I think, but I can't even say it's because they're losing because my learning curve was 2 years. So I just think they're just not as passionate as I am about it. But my passion gonna also speak when people see these high ass account flips because it's only gonna be at a smaller account one time. But I think that's the greatest lesson because God know how I am. And that's how, and that's what I believe. You got to be a great loser in order to be a great winner. But
right,
but in order to win, I have to learn from all my losses. And the result of my account being a huge flip is because I executed perfectly. And it's not a matter of getting it there, it's just a matter of knowing the rules, executing based off of those rules, and then being and having enough conviction behind it every time to where if even if things aren't going my way, I'm going to look to the brighter side and look for the lesson behind it because when it does, because this is the first year I've ever had this issue, but when it does, it's always going to be a rapid fire, a ding, 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 and it's hard for people to catch up. And I was just telling my client right before you, the dude that was trading me last year, it's just like once you miss like a big ass trade like that and you've never done it before by yourself, and I've taken time to trade it with you, you know what he doing right now? I think dude like working at Walmart or something. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but you can see that he lost his confidence in trading like that because it's kind of hard to repeat. Like he just saw some shit firsthand. I'm trading with him on Zoom 24/7. Like we cool. I'm on like this is my friend. Zoom running for 12 hours. I'm recording 12 hours worth of Zoom sessions. Account flipping in front of him. He got control of my screen. Shit, I'm doing whatever. Take the dogs out, smoking, whatever. I'm running my whole regular lifestyle. It's hard to do that on live with strangers. You know, I can't have people knowing too much information. I'm crazy, bitch. I go right to
right.
jail. I just said I got my trust and will and shit in order. To try me, I go straight there. And then I'm gonna bail out. I'm gonna be free for a little bit. Oh, if that shit looking like too much like possibility without parole, my ass gonna flee the fucking country. Because that's what it comes to at the end of the day. Because no matter what, my assets are always still working. But even thinking about my assets now, I didn't even think about that back then. Oh, I sold my Tesla stock when 2016 because I didn't have enough money and I needed that money, so I sold it. But I'm not thinking about it in the struggle. I have that perspective now outside of the struggle, but I could say that because I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't hold that long because I didn't have enough money to hold. But then once I started making enough money to hold and needed somewhere to put assets, and my assets became an accelerated bank, like an accelerated savings account, then I don't believe in having an actual savings account. I used to believe it, like, oh, you need like $3,000 in savings. I believe I don't need shit in the bank or nothing. I can show you me putting say $36,000 or something and me moving that bitch right to Bitcoin, right to crypto, right to my daughter account because I'm thinking there's safety in the banks and there's no safety in the banks. But then I used to think there was safety in Merrill Lynch and Fidelity. Ain't no safety there either as an adult. There's safety as a child. Because I tell you what, when I tried to use some of that money because I moved too much to her account, they wouldn't let me get that shit for the life of me. I gotta basically shut that bitch down and get that shit and start a new one. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just like, oh, that's how you. That's what your rules are. Okay, so my shit anybody could try to get for no motherfucking reason, but oh, you gonna protect the kid, huh? From even their own parents. I like that shit. Keep that shit up. I'm a front load her fucking account. What you gonna do about it? This is my kid money because at the end of the day, I can't touch it. That's the rule. I can't touch it. It's her money once it's in her name. Cool. Me and my kid, cool. We got a great relationship. I am mommy. I've always been there. I take care of her full time. She ain't never see me work a job. I do not hit my kid. I'm not against whoopings. I got beat and I will turn out great. She not one of those kids that need a whooping. I could really get her with a stare or a change, a tone of voice change. She one of them easy ones. Who knows? I have another one. That little Nicola might need his ass whooped. Who knows? Come out, my second sister, the youngest one, she was a demon. My cousins, they I saw the other day. That's kind of what started me the most. I was like, these niggas is demons. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna deal with this person. Figure out how I'm gonna deal with this person. Figure out how I'm gonna deal with this institution. Figure out how I'm gonna deal with this investment. Oh, okay. Oh, y'all can't track no ledgers, huh? Oh, okay. I send my ledgers. I send it from an unregulated account to my ledgers, and then I just fuck all y'all. I love that shit. Let me get 10 more motherfucking ledgers. I got 10 ledgers. Ledgers have unlimited, you can put an unlimited amount of money on a ledger. The only thing that's taking the storage is the app. So if I'm only investing long term in Bitcoin and Ethereum and not meme coins anymore, because my perspective back in the day was a long term perspective on everything. But now I understand that I want to invest in what the big banks invested in. It's gonna be Bitcoin and Ethereum, but Bitcoin more than Ethereum because Bitcoin is the oil, Bitcoin is the scarcity. Okay, but eventually when they run out of Bitcoin, I'm gonna still need a close second. We need Ethereum. They both technology to me. They both growth. Cool. I love that shit for me. Unlimited apps, multiple ledgers, unlimited money on those as long as I only have a few apps. Now, if I have 30 fucking investments that I'm investing in on the ledger, then it's going to take up a lot of storage space. But I even finished hooking up a few more of them this weekend. This shit didn't take up not even a quarter of the ledger space, and I could just money, money, money. So then it's like if you think about it, the aspect of if they're hoarding, like I just know how they reacted with me with Merrill Lynch and learning that I was invested in cryptocurrency, right? So in the future, if they trying to stop people from doing that like they are now, like they hardcore now, they're gonna be even more hardcore in the future. I don't need none of them niggas. I got unregulated brokers, whatever. You mad, bitch? I'll travel. I'm gonna get them hoes anyway. It don't matter. I'll go to Europe for a little bit, bring my dumb ass right the fuck back. Same thing. They got VPSs, same shit. It don't matter. There's a ways around the system, but it's just like unless you really making too much noise, they're not really watching for that shit. And then it's like, if they are watching for it, they gotta be able to prove that shit. And then they gotta be able to find that shit. Can't find what's invisible.
Man, for real, I was telling my, I
Yo,
was,
you
I
yo,
was
you
talking
gonna
to my
summon
friend
my
about
black
that the other
ass?
day.
Yeah, summon me. I dare you to summon me.
I
My
was
black
telling
ass
them, I
ain't
was like,
coming.
to me, the banks are regulating crypto so it can be traceable on their behalf.
Yeah, fuck them. I was I was
Like,
I was I was off that shit when I saw.
oh,
That's why I
like,
couldn't tell with Kraken, but I was off really cash up for real when I saw like every time I want to sell some Bitcoin, they asking for a social. I'm like, bitch, social. I ain't thought about that motherfucking social in so long. You can't have that shit. Like, come on now. Like, what you keeping track of that shit for? That don't sound good.
hell no, that's how we telling people. I'm like, I'm straight. Just let me be. I want to be like a number.
Hell yeah,
I
it's
don't want
just
nobody to be able to hit me by my social.
yeah, it's like at some point you gotta choose between fame and fortune. And it's just like, thankfully, I got the fucking fortune before the fame. I think the shame will be how the fame comes. Because it remind me, you remember when Steve Harvey did that shit with the called the wrong name for the models and shit? Remember that? Where he had the Miss America Steve Harvey, he had called the wrong
Oh
person as the winner. That was his shame moment. My shame moment is this shit. I'm just like, I bet something good coming out of this, the other side of this, because this
man,
don't
I'm
make no
telling
sense.
you, they
But it's like
maybe
I've
about
already
to
done
be
so
the
much.
best. But it's already here. It's about to be the
Yeah,
best.
it's like I'm in the
It's about to be the
season. I'm
best
ready
month of
for
the
it.
year, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think I offer a different perspective that most people don't see, and I think that's why it's valuable. Because I remember being a teenager, not understanding why I was still alive in that shit. Because I was just like, man, I tried to leave this world a couple times, but I really stopped trying because I kept failing. I'm like, you know what? But then Aubrey came too, so God knew that was another thing to strengthen my conviction on why is all this shit happening. Because like my mom's situation was a crazy ass situation. And just like no matter how many adults I would talk to, nobody would believe me enough to see something was wrong, or they did, and they would investigate, and she was normal enough to where she could, like bamboozle you. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm just like, no, you gotta see it, but it's like that was just fucking 18 years of madness. So then it's like the person they didn't save became an adult and now taking over the world. That's the story on. I was thinking about that the other day. Like I was like, damn, I remember being in like 11th grade. They had to call my mom, pick me up because I was so tired of school because I was fucking overdosing. I thought I was. I'm fucking Benadryl. Shit didn't work, obviously. Thank God it didn't. I'm here. I'm not trying that shit no more. But it's just like in that moment in her car, I'm still sleepy as fuck. Like, damn, that didn't work. That was my thought. Damn, that didn't work. I must be here for some shit. But I never knew really and thought about it again until 30s. I'm like, damn, like shit all worked out. So I ain't got nothing to complain about. It's just I think more like pride and ego. Like, damn, what? All right, guy, you want me to show the world? Yes. You want me to calm down? I call people fuck niggas, but I'm really just playing with them. I'm really just a jokester, but it's just like people not gonna see that until they get closer to me. So where it's like tough love, but I really don't give a fuck because I'm gonna wake up. It's a brand new day every day. I spoke to. It's a brand new day every day. Not gonna remember you mad at me.
And I told the people that at work and they looked at me crazy.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, so you mean to tell me y'all come to work and deal with each other and really be thinking about what happened yesterday?
Yeah, it's
What?
because they don't have anything else to worry about. Like I mean, I remember back when I used to work being in that field and stuff like that. I remember going to the bar with some of these people that we used to work with
Mm,
in restaurants. And but one of these bars, I don't know, somebody got into a fight. We all it was some dumbass shit too. We all had like school mascots and shit, but we grown as hell. We serving tables. Somebody got into a fight at this bar, and then they was trying to chase us into the parking lot. And then this big ass scarecrow nigga named Joe, this nigga actually got me fired, but he came in handy that day. Cause they trying to fight and shit. So his big ass, like you seen them Six Flags commercials? So he that old
mm.
ass nigga, but he like 6'5", tall as fuck. Not, but he don't smile either, so he not the Six Flag nigga. But that's exactly what he looks like. Exactly. Like, and it's just like, even though I despise him, because like, bitch, you got me fired for no reason. He said I beat somebody up in a parking garage. Bitch, a parking garage got cameras. But that's how I won my other unemployment. You ain't got no evidence of me beating somebody up in a parking lot. You ain't got no pictures. You just gotta say so. Or you said I threatened somebody in a parking lot. Bitch, if I threaten somebody in the parking lot, why do I threaten her in the parking lot and I'm sleeping with her roommate? That's the part that I can't say to HR. But bitch, I can get her at home. Bitch, you think I need her at work? I'm not playing this game. So they just wanted a reason to fire me because I didn't follow their rules. But the same way I do my Zoom sessions, if I don't already have a Zoom on a certain day and people come like later as a private student, then I'm not gonna open up days just because they want to be on that day. They should have locked the fuck in faster. You know what I'm talking about? But that's what my what's it called was my perspective was working. Oh, and even though y'all want a certain kind of schedule from people, that's cool. I'm gonna follow your rules, but I'm gonna do it instead of 6 7 days because you want bodies for 6 7 days. I'm gonna do it in 3 to 4 days. I'm gonna follow every rule you gave me, but that's just it's just how my brain works. It's how my brain operates. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like people gotta also understand I'm like a post trauma success story. So it's like, even if I have a bad day, for one moment, it might be like shame and sadness and uncertainty of what I've done. But it's just like, it go back to the results. I just got so many results. Like, it don't fucking matter. It don't matter
And did you
because
listen to Forrest Frank?
Forrest Rank. Oh, yeah. Good day. Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. My bad. Okay, my bad. I just
I
had to
fucks with
ask you
it.
that. Man, yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I'll be like, I'm gonna have a good day on this
That
one.
one and Your Way is better.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one yet. I'm gonna have to listen
Oh
to
my
it.
God. So when you listen to Your Way is better, I can say that that was the song that pulled me into Forest Frank.
Bro, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had just started listening to him like probably a year ago. I think it was Aubrey that showed me him, but yeah, that shit. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like even looking at things now, I just think it's certain lessons that I have to teach the world. Like it's a certain path too. A certain path. You gotta have the right people around you. You gotta have the right environment. And until all those align, just like the time frames, just like the setups, then it's just like you might have some turbulence. So I'm always a
Yeah.
glass half full rather than a glass half empty because I have no other choice. Because like I said, I was thinking at one point I'm trying to die in high school multiple fucking times, and then here I'm like, back then I'm like, damn, like that shit didn't work. But then it's just like now it's like, okay, I used to sleep around. I didn't think I could have kids because I was sleeping around so much without protection and shit like that back in the day. I couldn't believe me and just had a baby. I was so surprised. I'm talking about I told that nigga I couldn't get pregnant. My dumb ass. Why the fuck would I say that? But I also thought babies used to come out of people, but I didn't know babies came out of coochies and stuff like that, right? So when the doctor not allowing me to have no C-section, I purposely asked for a C-section because once I learned the babies come out the other side, not the side I thought it was. I don't know why. I'm fucking delusional, but I also didn't learn how
But
to
you
drive until I
lying.
was 21.
You are lying. You are lying.
No, I'm
You
dead
never.
ass.
So when you was in high school, they didn't have them little classes. I mean, not high school. I was in elementary school, and I used to think, you know what? I never put it like this. I didn't know where babies came from, but they
Yeah.
had like this little biology thing that at school, and that's how I learned.
Yeah.
This.
I think
You
they
really thought they came out the
I don't
butt?
yeah, I swear to God. Like I don't know if I just had so much going on in high school that I didn't like really realize what was going on, but I was working two full-time jobs too in high school. So
Hold on, how old you were again?
I just turned 30 in October.
No, I'm talking about
Oh.
how was Aubrey?
Oh, she 8. Yeah, she 8. She finna be 9 in September. So
Oh
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
her.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense because high school, if you have a lot going on, like you know, you just be
Yeah.
something, you just be
My
doing shit.
ass was just getting through the day. I was just kept it pushing, but it's just like I didn't physically. Well, I had half days too because I was always a advanced student, but it's just like none of that mattered because it's just like at the end of the day, I got into the real world kind of early. So it's like
Yeah,
at 15, 16 years old, I'm working with adults now, but then those adults, they becoming like my new family and stuff like that because it's like my mom didn't like drive me to work or none of that shit. Like I would literally walk my ass to work. I would make sure I got to work on time every day. It's just my work ethic. I gained it when I was younger. So, but then when it was snow or something, when it was cold, my mama still wasn't fucking coming to get me. Like imagine that. I would never leave my daughter somewhere thinking where is she going. But I also said, did I tell you the story how my mama left me with my teacher for fucking like a weekend and went and got married in Louisiana. I don't even think I told nobody that story yet, but that's what I'm saying. It's so much shit that happened. I was busy as an adolescent. I was
yeah,
busy living, trying to
yeah,
survive. But we'll get more into it and everything. Shit, I could talk all day. I could talk your ear off. I'm not gonna hold you.
yeah.
But that's the
Like,
gist of it. Like when I'm researching, that's kind of what it comes down to. It's like a domino effect of information, but it's like a domino effect on my accounts too on the compound. On okay, recession years. Oh, okay, oil crisis, recession. Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, what happened in the 80s? Oh, okay, and then it's talking about housing market. Oh, that sounds similar to what's now. Unemployment. Oh, AI is getting niggas fired. Okay, oil shocks the world. Oh man, oil and dollar is counter opposites. That do make sense. Ha, these niggas finna push this motherfucking market. That's crazy.
and for you to say that AI is so powerful now, like China, I think China made it what illegal for you to replace a person with a robot,
Oh, yeah, okay, but then that's what I'm saying. It's
but they
about the
still that
technicalities too. They gonna hit it on the technicalities on why that person was replaced, and as long as it's a good answer, just like the unemployment, like disputes and stuff when people get fired, so unemployment benefits, just like that, they're gonna say it in a technical way, as in they could have said anything as a reason to fire me because I did a lot of shit. I used to cuss the managers out. I didn't get well. I was early to work, but I used to just do what the fuck I want to do. I definitely used to steal food. I would just order that shit and cop it off myself. You know what I'm talking about? So they could have
yeah.
said anything to fire me. I was hostile. I didn't got into arguments with many fucking people in front of the dining room and shit. But I was always a strong server because I was an asset to the company. I got away with so much shit, but it's not the first restaurant. Papa was the same way, and that wasn't the first restaurant. Traders was the same way. Macaroni Grill was the same way. I remember telling my managers at Macaroni Grill, my dumb ass as a teenager, I needed that fucking job, like, cause this was my first apartment at 18. So I had already been working at Macaroni Grill for like 2 3 years. I just became a server. I already know the regulars. I was a host. So I'm good at talking to people. I've been talking to people since I was 15 years old, right? So then I'm getting bold. I've been bold. So then I'm just
Hey,
getting
hold
even
on,
more
hold on, hold on.
comfortable. Oh, you good?
My iPad is on too, so I'm about to be walking. So my background on blur,
Oh,
but
you
it
good? You
might.
good? You good?
Okay, I want to say, come my charger up here.
Yeah, no, you good. Yeah, I could talk. Oh my gosh, I be going crazy. It's some life experiences I really just be forgetting. That's the fact.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll be forgetting about the life experiences and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't have too much more to talk about. Though, but yeah, I'll continue that. But what was it? Oh yeah, so I told the manager, her name was Brandy, and then we had this one black manager, his name was Will. They were very nice to me. They really let me get away with murder. They understood the situation. People, the servers, if it was like cold or rainy or snowing, they would give me a ride. So I was blessed with that to have people that were, had compassion and shit like that, because in my upbringing it wasn't there. But then it's just like looking at them compared to Aubrey, they got normal ass parents. With me, I'm a normal parent, but it's because I'm gonna question everything too to make sure if something is off. Like, I might get into a lot of confrontations with people, but it's a matter of, sometimes I feel like you gotta burn the bridge that's not working. And then it's like, after that, it's like a well-oiled machine. But it's just like, sometimes it's like I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel in any part of my life. But if this motherfucking machine got somebody put sugar in his motherfucking tank, and they unaware there's sugar in the tank, just like I'm unaware of why my machine not working, and I hire people to try to help me fix the machine, or so on and so forth. Or if I know I've been trained a certain way and it's worked here, and the machine breaking the fuck down, why is that? That is particular. Why is that? Why is it doing it? But I had got fired from Macaroni Grill because my ass just talking that cash money shit. I've always been a cash money shit talker since womb. Like, I can't help it. Like, I just I'm so far from where I came from. It's like tough love, but it's a matter of, you could do anything in this world. Look where the fuck I came from. I didn't even start driving until I was 21. Babies came out of people's butt. I had already when I was like 21, 22. Like, come on now. Like, and then it's just like, it's just nothing that I would have ever thought to imagine of where I am now. But then it's kind of like the equivalent of how the market work, or where's the market going. If we're at an all-time high, it's a matter of the uptrend has to make higher highs and higher lows. So some of these time frames are giving you the retest. Which ones is it, and verify where you are in the market. Christian could only tell me in 2020 is the one sentence: understand where you are in the market, and that's the key. Okay, but I love learning. So then 2024, I mean, I met traders throughout there, longer term traders and stuff like that, got their opinion. But then 2024, I'm at $300 million dude before he even had 300 million. That's the key to that relationship, because he was still trading a $500 account before then, and then I saw him take 500 to a million in like 30 days, and then I was hooked. So then me and him trading together because we cool, we friends. But then it's just like, I take his perspective. Why and how are you so confident in this standpoint? So it's just like, I would never go to them and tell them, well, this is wrong and this is better. Like, fuck you, nigga, scram. Like, what the hell?
Right.
Like, you don't have no results to tell me this shit. So I don't know. That's the common sense part that I take on it, but it still always comes back to higher highs and higher lows in the uptrend, lower lows, lower highs in the downtrend. Being patient enough to be able to withstand consolidation, no matter what it is, and implementing the same thing. Because you see how there's consolidation over here in this one. People in this consolidation probably would have popped. They would have added entries, because I would have added entries, and they would have slammed the fuck down, and I would have lost, because I know how I entered. But then it's like, looking at the setup, all they did was retest this level here. But then it's like, if you scared to trade the same way over and over again because the shit didn't work out in this standpoint, you're not gonna ever get to the point of fact that this, like, what the secret really is to the market. You're never gonna get to the point in fact of doing the research on your own, because you think the research is boring because you lose it. But keep in mind, my learning curve was 2 years. The research wasn't even boring when I was broke. It's definitely not boring now. Now I'm just like, man, this nigga's out here making $10 million a month, and I swear You guys, it's going to be me. I'm gonna do it faster because if I type into Chat GBT right now and ask how easy is it to turn or how can someone turn 100 to 100K, they're gonna say fuck no, and then I'm gonna pull up my YouTube. I'm like, well, look at this shit right here. Wow, that's amazing. But that's probably how electricity was fucking invented. That's how the motherfucking cars started moving. So that's why I just like, listen, I understand one way, but my perspective at this point, I'm bold because I know it works, and it's just like the confidence comes from I've seen it happen too many times, and it's at times, and it's not from a standpoint of just me doing the result. It's strangers in the world I'm teaching to do this result. So I'm just like, if it's not repeatable, it's luck. But once people are able to mimic it, it's skill. And if you keep up with it, it's only a matter of time. So then it's just like, just don't give up. That's what I always tell people.
Oh yeah, like I said, you can tell me patience because now
Yes,
because
patience.
I entered on Jasmine
Yeah.
and just so happened you was like you need to be in the trade, you need to be in the trade. So you
Uh-huh.
know me when that account went, I went on the enter and I found me a good little area. So I just been
Yeah.
holding.
Good, good. Yeah, I
Now I'm
saw
at a
Pepe
point
trade that I
where
was just in. I was like, damn, but this one been up for days, but I didn't even know there was still positions in that account. But it's really that patience because you got to let the market turn around, especially if you know that you entering right. Sometimes it's just manipulation, but you get manipulated. If you got to enter again, you got to also pay again. But then people will get an argument if you could
yeah,
just enter again. It's like I've had my season of that. This season makes more money. That's what it come down to. I had that season. I understand what you're saying. My dumbass used to say that same shit. I remember going back in time. My dumbass used to, it's like Twilight Zone. I remember I used to say shit like that. That's crazy. Just like I got fired when I was 18. I just got an apartment. I'm cussing my manager out talking about, well, I just think you need to do better at this. This is
boy,
a
you got
grown
your
ass
dread.
lady. Huh?
You got your dread.
Oh, my dreads. Oh, yeah. I need to redye
Wait,
them
I was
actually.
say why you look yellow at the top?
Oh, that one was like purple. I think it might be something on Zoom too. Oh, it's not yellow. It,
I
it
was
might be a
saying
little orange.
it could be like yeah, it could be.
Yeah. I had just, well, I didn't dye all of my hair. Oh, it might be the bleach because she dyed some of them purple. That's what it was. But I can't see right there. I'm finna do a full redye though. I think I'm gonna just do the all red. I like the all red.
Man,
But then I'm gonna,
I just had to just let mine grow out because and my first set I had like maroon and gold
uh-huh.
because I played for Alabama A&M. But after that, I feel like it's the natural way has been like cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I love it. I had did my daughter hair like that, but it's always hindsight 2020. My daughter, she fair skinned, but she black. Her daddy is half black, and I am fully. So she's 75%, but she lighter than her cousins, and they like 75% the opposite way. 75% white, she's 75% black. You know what I'm talking about? But she is black, but it's because of her hair texture. And I have to. It's like a matter of molding her for her understanding because it's just her cousins. They are white. I mean, that side of the family is white. My side of the family is black, but they're crazy. So it's like she's not gonna spend that much time on this side. But it's like there's just certain ways, to act. So I was just like, listen, this is what it go down to. But my kid, she got common sense. But back in the day, everyone was against me locking her hair. And I'm like, this is my kid. And because I always take a vote. All right, who gonna do her hair every morning then? All right, everybody? Okay, you don't like her locks, but you're not gonna do her hair every morning. You're not gonna pay for her braids all the time? All right, then she getting locks. Just like I'll be like, all right, who got results better than mine? Oh, you nobody? Oh, still? All right, then we gonna do what the fuck I'm doing, even though I'm losing because it's right. I don't know why the fuck I'm losing, but it's right. Just like I don't know why y'all don't want her hair locked, but locks is beautiful because my hair been locked, and I just know I love waking up not having to do shit. So
Man,
I'm gonna go with what's easy. I love waking up knowing I didn't wake up in time. My trade's still running. Oh, Bitcoin and fucking $100 trillion. Oh my god, I'm so glad that I was in it already. So I gotta find my fucking entry.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, but y'all have fun at y'all date tonight, girl.
We about to make some tacos.
Yeah, get some
To
tacos. Get some street tacos. Get you some. Oh
I
my god,
I had got her for Bay anniversary.
is that a Frenchie?
Yeah.
Yes, my friend had a little Frenchie. Bluey was actually that's the one time I seen Bluey badass scared. Like his ass, bro.
Hey, these
Frenchie was
motherfuckers do
tearing
not
his ass
play.
up.
Like she would jump on like the glass sliding door. I say at least 6 feet high.
Yes,
Easy.
that's what happened. That's why they got rid of
Easy.
theirs. She was
And
jumping
land
the
on her
gate
feet. And land
six
on her
feet.
feet.
Yeah, that's
Land on her
crazy.
feet. Like,
That's
yeah,
crazy. I'd be scared. I'd be so scared. Oh, come get your dog.
yeah.
I'm gonna send this recording to
Man,
you though.
I bet. I talk.
Man, y'all
I'm
have
gonna
fun
hit you up.
tonight
Let me
and
see
happy
what today
birthday.
is. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. Today, Tuesday. Mm, I've been indecisive on entries because sometimes
You
it
gotta
just be
watch
best for
that.
me to wait like at least like 8 hours, even though a 4 hour can give me a real good setup.
Oh,
So
when it
like
comes to like that, I do be like I'll enter and I'll let the market play out. Sometimes I'll wait to upwards to like 24 hours. I'll be having to look at it because I be needing that equity to build. That's
I'm at
exactly
a
what the
point
key
1.8.
is.
I'm at a point 1.8 on like a $69 account. I'm
I
on
mean,
it.
but
It's trading
it comes
itself because I'm just
yeah,
letting
it's gonna
it.
trade itself. Yeah, and
I'm
because
leveraged out.
the bad entries, it's gonna take the bad entries. I think we would have been fine on that last account flip had I not added that point oh 0.03 right before I went
That's
to
fine.
sleep because it manipulated and came down. But I still have to treat it the same because the setup was textbook. It just went down a lot further than I thought it would. It went under the previous consolidation from the week prior, like smoked under it just a little bit and rose. As soon as it fucking slammed on a 15-minute back up, I was like, dumb bitch. And I went to sleep. Because I already knew what time it was. Like, you really went that low. You really had to go that low, huh? Whatever. I'm going to get you next time because that's all it is. Like, I remember when Liquid did pay me out when I had did that. What was it? It was, I think that trade was like seven, eight, $9,000, probably 9,000 max. But it was from a $30 account and it was in one night. So I'm like, I want the bread. I want all the bread. So they don't want to pay me out, and I'm still like, it's okay. I'm gonna clock your ass next month. Clock the fuck out of them 2 months later. Click, 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 click. And they're like, damn, they ain't had no choice but to pay that other one out. I said, I followed your rules. I wish the fuck you would tell me I broke something. No, you say you didn't recognize it, even though you cheated, you closed your broker overnight. I couldn't get out of my trade, so because I didn't close, because you froze the fucking broker, you're not gonna pay me. Bet all them $100,000 worth of trades closed. Bet all that. Bet that. But yeah, you have a good birthday. I'm gonna send this to you tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna hit you at 11.
For sure. Have fun.